You really thought,
I thought I was dancing with the enemy.
Bun Coke, man.
Innit? Bun Coke.
Drink
I'm drinking
Fanta, bro.
And Coke's like, yeah.
We own it all.
Coke's like, yeah, bun
Bro,
that.
they own it all, bro. And yeah, of course, if they're the drink sponsor for the thing, they're not going to allow another brand of water, especially when they have water brands.
No.
So even moving the Coke out the way, it's
You just did them a favor. It's like,
really and truly.
Yeah.
All they need to do is pivot their marketing to be like,
easy.
for the good times, drink cola. For your everyday, drink the sun.
And then Ronaldo be in the end like, you be like, this motherfucker here.
If I was marketing that Coke, I'd just wait for one moment where Cristiano messes up in this tournament. I'd be like, should have drank the Coke, bro.
This is what happens when you drink. This is what happens when you don't drink the Coke.
Yo.
It's so funny because Coke are just there laughing. This is me. They're God knows $1 billion company.
Bro, what you mean? They ain't tripping up for none of that, bro.
This is me. Can Ronaldo sponsor a whole tournament?
Bro, they will run with it. The next
run with it.
The next advert gonna be sometimes Coca-Cola.
They're gonna run with it. How can we? That's what I was telling people. It's all perspective.
Yeah.
They don't see it as a bad thing. They see this as a good thing.
Yeah.
By the way, we've been talking about who all this time? Coke.
Coca-Cola, bro.
So to the point where I need some Coke. I need to drink a Coke.
Bro, Coca-Cola is a very interesting company, and I don't know if you know. I don't know if you. I can't remember exactly when it was in the 80s. I don't know if you would have been cognizant of it, but you know there was a time where Coke tried to change their formula.
I mean, all I know is there used to be Coke in it.
Yeah.
And it used to be green.
Okay, that's way back.
That's way back, yeah. That's
yo, how old are you?
That's the history lesson I need.
Golly.
So I'm just saying, you better tell me something else now.
No. So I did this in business studies, and it's such a really good example of like making a very public mistake and how they spun it back. So they did this basically. You know, there was this whole taste test thing, blind taste test.
Okay.
And they had the Pepsi challenge.
Yeah.
And then they were basically like people kept picking Pepsi.
Yeah.
So Coke basically got thrown off their game. Coke started feeling like maybe we need to switch up the taste. They throw millions into R&D. No, R&D, like they're going out, they're trying to find the absolute best formula that the most people like. They do all these focus groups, blah, blah, blah. And they do this huge global launch for something called New Coke, right? So the idea was we're going to move to this New Coke formula. Everybody's going to love it, you know. And some people commented that it tasted a bit more like Pepsi, but that's not the point. New Coke, they go global with it. Bro, there were protests. White Americans are crying into the news camera like, I'm just so sad. My kids are never going to get the taste, the original taste of a good old Coca-Cola. Bro, when I'm telling you, yeah, these guys have gone and blundered it and people are crying. Coca-Cola goes, I bet. They go and release classic cola as well as new cola, and then they phased out New Coke and just went back to the same formula. But it ended up twice as strong as ever before because they got everybody to cry in public.
It's funny how, though,
for their product.
It's funny how, though, in their bid to change something, they realize how much what their original thing meant to them. There's a lesson in that. There's a lesson in that.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you,
what I'm saying. Bro. Like, it's like, don't forget your audience that got you here,
that's
bro.
That's what I'm saying,
like, they're the ones that will, they're the ones that will cry for you.
Bro, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
They're the ones that will cry for you.
I remember the clip because I just remember how ridiculous it was to watch this woman going, oh my goodness, my kids are not going to drink. And I was like, oh, snap, it stuck with me.
Yeah.
So, like, even when I was setting up for today, I was like, yo, we're going to just, like, bring back the same formula.
Uh-huh.
Are we just going to, like, maybe I should tweak something or, like, maybe I should cover up this wire. Maybe I should find a way to do this. And I was like, yo, they love the BQ, bro.
Yeah.
Give them BQ.
Yeah. And you know, the maddest thing in that is, if you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, like a what's the name, Inception type vibe, you want to go another layer, there could be a mastermind behind this all along. We're going to do all of this to create all of that. Because that woman could be someone they pay. Can you cry in front of the camera, please?
That would be nuts.
Because Donald Trump paid people, as he came out, to start screaming, saying, we love you, Trump. He paid them, listen, I'll give you all $50. They're like, fine. If you're standing on the street and someone says, hey, I'm about to give you £100, all I need to do is when someone comes out saying, oh my God, £100. The thing is this, even if it's £50, all you're thinking is this, I don't have £50
I don't
on
have
me.
£50 right now. I'm 50 up.
This is I'm 50 up. This is a quick flip. Bro. And you're going to blow that money and useless. Because why not? But it's a quick 50.
What do you mean?
So you do that.
Bro, Donald Trump used to let the papers print whatever they like about him as long on the one proviso that they refer to him as billionaire Donald Trump.
In Forbes magazine, he called them up. He said, I want you to be in Forbes. They were like, you ain't on the radar right now like that. Man had $200,000 in his account. Bruh. But they needed that boost, because when they put you in Forbes,
the same amount of money as some of the men in the edge,
bro. But what it is when you go into Forbes, investors come your way, because they think you got the money.
Of course.
So he needed that tag. So he told them, "You give me this, I give you this when I get this." Yeah. So that's why when I tell people, this is just it's all a game. You know what I mean? You scratch each other's back.
Of course.
You know what I mean? This is one guy to me. You know you have to send all kind of accounts and stuff like to get into Forbes. This is me. So how did Escobar get in there? Because I know he wasn't sending no bank statements. Escobar
was on the run, and I'm still not in Forbes. Did you guys send the paperwork?
Did you see that's what killed El Chapo? He wanted to be in. He said, "Why am I not in Forbes? We're making all this money. Why are we not in Forbes?" And I was like, "Because you run a drug empire." But narcissism, that's the thing about people. Even Big Meech and them, they went to this hip hop magazine guy. He used to do this. He was like, "We want to be in a magazine," and he was like, I do music. He said, but we out here getting money. We ain't hurting. No, this is him. When I put you on the front cover of my magazine, how long do you think this enterprise is gonna last?
Apologies to anyone we had the fan on before. I just switched that off.
Shout out to everyone, by the way, because we've been away for a bit, and the abuse, Jesus, Luke.
God,
it's like we decided not to do crack in the streets no more, and crackheads were just like, nah, hell nah.
Bro, some of you lot were really calling us up like, I'm just so sad. My kids aren't gonna get to hear the PQ pod.
That's crazy. That Coke story is interesting. It's amazing because I wonder how Pepsi took that. Like, ain't this a bitch?
Bro, this is what I'm saying. Pepsi must have been like, we were winning. Like, what's the problem?
What did we miss? We had Coke on the ropes.
Coca-Cola's gone beyond. It's one of the most recognizable brands on earth.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe the most recognizable
and McDonald's.
No, actually, Coca-Cola is more recognizable than McDonald's.
That's crazy.
There's no McDonald's in Nigeria.
Isn't there?
No.
But they still recognize it, though.
They might recognize it, but in the most rural
I hear what you're
parts of
saying.
Nigeria,
They will know Coke.
They know Coke. I
know what you're saying in that sense. You're right. There's no parts where you won't find Coke.
You won't find Coke.
Remote
tribes in the jungle know Coca-Cola.
The thing that confuses me is how kids love McDonald's.
It's amazing.
It's like you're not supposed to know McDonald's.
Bruh. Did you know that McDonald's is Coca-Cola's biggest client?
McDonald's is Coca-Cola's. Oh, so they get their drink.
That's one of the some of the reasons why Coca-Cola is so big. They have a whole department dedicated to serving McDonald's as a client.
Imagine you're like in the Coca-Cola dynasty family, like the heir to the, like just you're in the family basically.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do with your life,
bro? Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, what do you do?
Coke.
The finest kind.
Cocaine, bro.
Cocaine. Remember
Coke
that
boys in the building.
For real. The Coke boys are in the building,
bro.
You know what's
ROC, you know ROC, Rich of Coke?
Yeah.
Bro, that would be, I'll be put that on everything.
You know when Cedric Taylor did that joke about like Barack Obama's son, like Barack Obama, like it's like he didn't have any boys. Yeah. Because you couldn't be Barack Obama Jr. So what you do? Construction. All you do is construction, nigga. That's just cold. So you do is construction, nigga. And like you can't be in the club making look at Barack Obama jocking the damn fool in the club.
It's so real, bro.
It's the pressure's mad,
bro.
So it's so when you have a father, he's so successful, so known at that level. Yeah. Being his son is damn near a curse, because you have to accept early what kind of shadow you're gonna live in. Yeah. You either go into obscurity or you forever chase that shadow.
Bro, I mean, if you look at it in terms of like, whenever they talk about like the richest billionaires and whatnot, a lot of them are Waltons, right?
Right.
The Walton family.
Yes.
Who did Walmart, Walgreens, and a bunch of other.
Wasn't the Waltons like a TV show as well, from Canadian TV show, the Waltons family? I mean, one of the women in it was my drama teacher, but that's another story.
That's a whole other story. Anyway,
she's not part of that Waltons.
Maybe that's how she dealt with it. Like, I'm gonna go teach drama in Canada. But I mean, in terms of like that family, you can't imagine what it's like to be in that family. We only see certain names on there and go, okay, Alice Walton is rich, something Walton is rich, blah blah blah. Cool. But in that situation, the business is the family is the business.
Right.
So you kind of have to either be like Will Smith's son, the first one, the one he doesn't care about that much, and just go off into obscurity and don't be famous.
Or follow into the business.
Or you have to be like Jaden and just be like, well, I'm in the family business now.
I'm gonna ride the business.
I'm gonna ride the business. Those are your only two options.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people manage to go off and do something else different, but it's just too much, bro.
It's a lot, man.
It's just too much.
It's a lot. Like, imagine Michael Jackson's kids trying to moonwalk. And you be like, I mean, it was good, but shit. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, man, your daddy laid some standards down. You know, I'm sorry about this, bro.
Do you know?
Imagine your Beyonce's door trying to hit a note, and everyone's just like, yeah, or his son, Sir, trying to freestyle on the block, and you're like, yeah, Jay though. Like, I saw Ice Cube's son.
It was I
saw Ice Cube's son, you know, rapping. Talk about the new music that's coming. I was like, nigga, you ain't got no new music coming, man. It's too hard.
It's too hard, man. You're too legendary. You have to go.
Plus, you didn't come from the streets.
Yeah, with
so
rapping,
your message is even
particularly hard. It's
yeah,
rapping like Tony Rock's made a name for himself aside from Chris Rock, right?
Yes,
he came up under a superstar.
That's because he went back to Coke. To his people, he's never left his people.
Fair enough.
He knows that
He's got the authenticity of doing the rooms.
Right. So he does that. He stays in Brooklyn's in the house. You know, he stays on that level.
So I guess if you're a rapper, you literally have to come up through the streets. You can't just like
you can't
be like put me on and
you can't be Snoop's son and you know you've grown up in the Doggy Dog mansion. And then you're coming talking about when I roll up on niggas. No.
Is that why no one's got no respect for Romeo Miller?
Right.
Because
but none of these sons. Remember when Rev Runs, Diggy and them, they tried to do a little. Yeah. But it's we know the true essence of hip hop is from the streets.
Yeah, I saw a Soulja Boy crying shouting on Instagram Live recently that he was really out here in these streets shooting people and selling dope, but Lil Bow Wow went to private school. Like it's.
Did Lil Bow Wow go private school for real?
I don't know if he did, but likely because he was getting money from a young age. I doubt he was just in a regular state school with all that money. So
okay, that's what you mean. So yeah, but because his mum, I remember on an MTV, the Diary of Bow Wow episode. Yeah. Don't ask how I watched that. It sounds mad now.
You think you know?
It sounds mad now. Yeah. But then you watch everything.
Of course.
And the Diary of Bow Wow.
We had Sky, bro. We didn't have all the YouTube.
Right. We had MTV Base, motherfuckers.
Yeah, for real.
And he goes into the diamond store and he's trying to cop. You know them. His mom said, said that's college money. His mom said, you ain't gonna blow your advancement on this.
What did his mom call him in the show? Shad or Bow Wow?
Do you know what? I never paid it. First of all, I didn't know his name was Chad.
It's Shad. His name was Shad Moss. Yeah.
Shad Moss. Yes, I didn't know that. But his mom was smart.
Yeah.
Because he would have gone down even quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
like Usher's mom as well. Usher's mom's his man.
Right. Although he fired her, didn't they? Beef on they?
Maybe at some point.
Why?
Beyonce fired her dad as well. Everyone, you have to fire your parents.
He's cheating his mom though, isn't it?
Yeah, but come on.
That's I understand.
Don't let it affect the peas though. I'm saying
I wouldn't hire my mom and dad, to be honest with you, because I'm not about to fire a family.
As a kid. It makes sense.
It makes sense. But here's the thing, though. It should never come out that...
Like, because Bow Wow had JD. Yeah,
Floyd had... No, JD wasn't his uncle.
Wasn't he? Nah. They weren't related?
Snoop, he ran on a Snoop concert and started rapping. And Snoop, was like, this is a nice little kid. And so he introduced him to Jermaine Dupri.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that was like his uncle or something.
Because they looked alike. Like,
I just felt like whenever I saw these... Like, I felt like... Chris Stokes and the boys that he used to always have around. I just felt like he must be related. Like, how you in the hood with the little boys and you just...
they put you on in it. So, they saw the potential. Little girls liked him. So, they put him on in and they tried to do some videos with him. But the problem is they kind of manufactured his image.
Yeah.
Little Bow Wow. When you grow up, you ain't going to call yourself a big Bow Wow. You know what I mean? And then Bow Wow, so he drops a little. Yeah. Then Bow Wow, come on, man.
So now he's Shad Moss. Yeah, it goes back.
Yeah, right. Because Bow Wow's like, I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah.
And then the music changes as well because Bow Wow wasn't.
Did he pick a dog name because he came up at the Snoop concert? Is that?
And they said it was like Little Snoop in it.
Okay.
So he had the braids and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it was a great marketing play for that period.
Yeah.
And I think because Jermaine Dupri broke Crisscross.
Okay.
So he had an experience in breaking kids. Pause.
Whoa.
In breaking young talent through.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. There's no good way to say that.
Yeah, there's no good to say that. Yeah.
But they had all them boys looking hella pretty. Didn't you think there was something uncomfortable about how pretty the boys were?
I think that was the image in those days. You had to be, immature were pretty. And so you're competing with, I remember the record labels are just demanding a replica of each of these things.
Usher was a handsome boy. He wasn't pretty.
Usher wasn't a pretty boy. Usher grew into his looks, but he was a heartthrob from 14. It's like, but when he became a man, he became a sex symbol. But whilst those pretty boys kind of aged out.
That's my point, though. So I was like, there was a way you could bring up an Usher, and he was still very much clearly a boy who was growing
but remember,
up,
there's heartthrob, which is immature in them, and then there's sex symbol, which is R. Kelly's and the Joes and the Chico DeBarge type niggas. You know what I mean? Them niggas there, Eric Benet Eric Benet and Maxwell. Them niggas that come on stage with no shoes on. You're like, God damn, nigga. Really? Is that necessary?
Yeah, man. That immature side,
bruv, that put me under pressure, bruv. But the mad
that
thing
side
though,
of things, though, I felt like, in fact, I wasn't surprised. You know when Raspberry started like freaking out and saying Chris Tuck was touching all of them when they were kids and basically blah blah blah. I wasn't surprised because it always felt a bit uncomfortable to me.
Well, the thing is, B2K again, all of them are branches off of Immature.
Yeah,
it probably comes from New Edition. It starts from that boy brand, New Edition. That's what Michael Bivins and them were doing.
Yeah.
You get Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Then they had the East Coast family, Boys to Men, ABC, BBD. They had a bunch of artists on those groups.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, some of them they had ABC and Other Bad Creations. So all these were kids who they'll do these nursery rhymes for. So that's where it's kind of, but an Immature was heartthrob between 13 or 12 even to like 15. You got girls screaming.
I know, but they have to investigate that whole side of it.
Them niggas had shaped up eyebrows.
That's what I'm saying.
Permed hair. Now, a brother like me with afro hair, you're like, damn.
God,
I can't do none of this.
No, but I appreciate you with the dreads right now, bro.
I know, but
you got them Byron Long dreads right now.
No, allow me. Byron Long. Damn. They go like, who's Byron Long? How you gonna do me like that? The fact that I even know who he is I'm in trouble already. Byron Long. You know what? First of all, I used to think to myself, why is this like Byron Long really?
Bro, all them days, bro.
Hey, black porn stars. You know, when we're black, we just do things different. That man's wearing Timberlands.
Bro,
they got bandanas on. I've seen brothers with shades on.
Bro, Brian Pumper.
My God.
There was a time where he was having a mood.
He was like,
Brian
the haters in the
Pumper.
game. I was like, Brian, who's hating on you?
Bro, Brian's actually really, really smart in how he did it at that time. Yes. I don't know what he's doing now. Have
you seen his Instagram? Some sketches now.
I saw the sketches on Instagram. I was like, I don't know what the heck's going on
what
here.
He's doing.
And I just had to
turn
off.
He's mad Henny.
But back then, he had this whole system where he basically, he wanted to be a rapper, so he was doing a rap song. He would shoot the video for it with the girls.
Yep.
And then do the scene with the girls.
Yeah, that was a good concept.
It's a really smart thing because you're watching the rap video and then you get to see.
And these lyrics are trash.
Of course,
but because
trash,
the girl,
he was mad.
Because you're about to enjoy the scene, you gave it. That's all right.
He has a bar.
You gave a couple bars there.
No, but I remember I saw an interview with him, and he was like, he just figured out from a young age that in this industry, trying to be the sexy guy in this thing doesn't make any sense. Be the entertaining guy.
It's being a character because people forget porn is not. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
And so the people that stand out are the ones who entertain. Yeah. So when you say that nigga with Timberlands, when you see me in 4 scenes, you just know that's that nigga with Timberlands. You just know.
Bro.
But back to what we were talking about.
Have you ever read, I think we did this on Quotas actually.
Right.
Have you ever read a series of Wesley Pipes quotes?
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
It was incredible.
That guy.
But here's a funny thing. I never enjoyed his porn. He talks too much.
Too much.
Too much. Too many instructions. Like, what is this? A drill session? Damn. Yeah, it's just not,
Man. I'm not going to read it out.
Although it's hilarious.
We're trying to leave that life behind.
It's hilarious.
Just Google the quotes. Don't Google his work. Just read his quotes. Read them out loud and listen to it, and you will understand.
Him again, another character.
Say that?
And I listened to him on a podcast.
Yeah.
It was just fascinating hearing his journey.
Wow.
Fascinating hearing his journey. Just hearing that he was in and out of prison.
Yeah.
He said they used to beat off to, I think it was Janet Jackson, one of those porn stars.
Yeah.
And, it was one of them ones where mans were like, listen, I could pay you this if you could just put it down on a, I could do that. He was gangbanging anyway, so I could put it down on a girl.
Wait, he was what anyway?
Gangbanging in the crew, in the gangs. And again, not like that. But he just said, okay. And then I think because he's a character,
Mad.
The Wesley Pipes and the way he, the things he would say.
Yeah.
But he's a proper OG.
I can
big
imagine.
OG.
I am not surprised by that. Do you know that? Yeah, this one is depressing, but Pinky's dad.
Yes.
Used to watch.
Was her dad or her boyfriend?
No, her dad.
Her dad, okay.
Her dad used to watch
in prison.
scenes in prison.
Yeah, her boyfriend, her husband used to be on set.
And she used to like have to. He had to like just fast forward the parts where his daughter.
Yeah, but her husband used to be on set. She said when she sees her husband getting excited, she knows it's a good scene. Hey man, it's you gotta be open minded in this world, you know.
I can imagine. I didn't know she was married this whole time.
When they say that my husband's on the set, you know what that means, right? It's the pimp daddy. That's it's not. It's really weird. But a lot of that is, remember, it's an industry, innit? Yeah. So a lot of it will be controlled by gangsters and, just people from a dark
So you mean
culture.
like West Coast Productions really like West Coast?
The thing about West Coast, it's probably funded on drug money.
Most probably.
You know what I'm saying? Sense. So it's probably hood stuff. Yeah. And it's exploitive. It's because all these girls are young. They're probably from the block. It's very. I mean, there's one black exploited teens, and I'm like, nah, I'm not.
But they called it that.
Yeah.
Golly.
Like, nah, I'm not invested in that.
No, but who's actually? Nah, everybody who signs up to that.
The most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen on porn was when I logged on and saw Black Lives Matter in her banner. I was like,
nah.
I'm gonna come back. That shit changed the mood swiftly,
bruh.
Like, you gonna make a political statement in this one? But back to what we were saying before we went on the whole detour. The immature days was pressure for young brothers. Because you felt like you had to be a pretty boy. And then Devontae kind of was the pretty boy in Jodeci.
Yeah.
So that didn't help either. And Casey was the best singer. That's why he got girls. But he was the dark-skinned nigga. That nigga was country. And it took a while for that time to meet up. So, what we were saying was, how Bow Wow, him and Omarion had it for a second.
Bro, what you mean? There was a time where you couldn't stop those guys.
Right. They had it for a second, but again, they grew up.
Bro, you know the dance me, bro. They was here.
But they grew up, man, and music kind of changed, and then, it's just, you know what it is as well? A lot of these talent, they work with the best producers.
Yeah.
So in your first album, you worked with Babyface and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Second album, you're feeling yourself. The label also wants to go in a certain direction because they thought that album here, you should be on this. But maybe you're 4 years older. You're on some, I want to tell love story shit. But the label ain't feeling that.
Yeah.
But you got a deal to make. And so you have to make these decisions, Yeah,
I always wonder how much of what we see is a business decision, how much of it is creative.
Absolutely.
Cause
I would say 70% business, 30% creative.
Mad.
And that might be. Erykah Badu said if she was to go back, she would not let the label touch her first album. And I was like, you telling me that wasn't what you wanted? Because that was an amazing first album.
She
said
amazing.
when she first made it, it was just real. It was raw. It was instruments. It was everything she wanted. But obviously, for a commercial standpoint, she ain't mad. But she looks back now and she feels like she let them commercialize her music.
I have two sides on this because obviously I mean two sides because that's who I am. I'm somebody who's been a performer, but I also have a day job and I work in business development. So there's a part of me that says, the part of me that's the creative is like, just let me be free. I know the magic. But the businessman in me is like, yeah, you can go be free on the side of the highway, bro. Ain't nobody asking you to come and join the business. You wanted to make money. This is how we make money. You don't necessarily know that side, right? So I even have that internal conflict in myself. But when I look at it in terms of how the industry works, sometimes I'm really grateful that business decisions are made because, sometimes if you look at the creative decisions people make when they're given too much freedom, it's just like, what are you doing, man? We ain't want all of this, bruv. Just because it feels good to you doesn't mean you should do it. Like, sometimes you have to be cognizant of the fact that this is a business and we are paying for, your creativity, yes, but we're also purchasing music, concert tickets, or whatever it is. We don't just always want you to go off on every whim that you feel. Sometimes we need someone who knows how to pick a good beat for you, get you and put you in some discipline and make you put out an entire album, a body of work.
It's not necessarily that though. It's more of loggerheads between money makers and creative people. You're never going to see eye to eye because you don't do this for money. Money is your prison. Money is your trap. Because a lot of the bigger stars and artists were never happy with their labels. They were never happy with how the decisions the labels wanted to make them. I
feel like those people who want to do that can stay doing open mics and live.
No, because Prince
shows
did it. Michael Jackson did it. Prince was a nuisance to his label.
Of course,
and everybody wanted to get off their label because the labels, like you say, they shine shady deals based on your talent, and they will dump you in a second when the next cop comes through. So that's where the war is.
Certain people, right, have an overview of everything, right? I think when you look at people like Prince and Michael Jackson, they were very, very interesting people because they understood the business as well. Michael Jackson, when he was buying up everyone's masters and whatnot, he knew what he was doing.
But that wasn't his decision, though. That was something Paul McCartney told him.
I know, but what I'm saying is that you have to be pretty switched on to do that.
Absolutely, but he didn't buy with his own money, though. He got a consortium, and then he had to sell it back to the labels.
All right, but what I'm saying still is that he was at least somewhat business-minded. He was aware of the commercial side of things. There are definitely some artists all those artists that end up saying, I didn't even know it was in my contract. R. Kelly saying, I didn't read my contract.
You say
blah,
that,
blah,
blah.
but
R. Kelly only said that because he doesn't want people to think he has money. You think he doesn't know where he's lying his ass off. You're going through a trial where they're going to say, you don't tell everyone, I'm rich, I'm balling. They will nail his ass. He said, I don't have any masters, I'm broke. He's fully lying, protecting his royalties. That nigga ain't got nothing. He's changed shit.
Yeah, but you didn't give the disclaimer on R. Kelly this time.
Fuck that nigga all the time. I hope he does have money. But if you look at it's funny you say that, because if you look at Michael Jackson, the fact that he committed to 50 dates at 50 showed he did make some very good financial decisions.
Oh, no, he made terrible financial decisions when he got to the point where nobody could tell him anything. When he was just spending money recklessly. You watch that video of him going around shopping in this ridiculously nasty
you know what? I don't think that's what hit him the most. It's the court cases. That knocked a nice pretty penny out. And also, he owned a ranch.
As well, bro.
Yes. He owned a ranch that was costing him damn near $1.6 million a year to maintain.
Yeah.
With the staff, with the Ferris wheel and all of that.
Yeah.
You have to be pushing that. So, and that's fine if you keep making dangerous and thriller and bad. But once you start getting to court case and whether you like it or not, no matter what your image is, that child abuse thing dented his image. Then it dented his capabilities to make money. Yeah. Then he got into beef with the label, and the label stays strong because they are the money. You know, it's like Death Row with Suge Knight. He was running a $200 million company, you know, and he threw it down the toilet because he didn't know how to separate being a gangster from being a businessman.
Yeah.
But in terms of the creativity and the money, it's so interesting because
have you ever listened to "What's Up With You" by Michael Jackson and Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
What do you think of that song?
I mean, I heard that song when I was a kid, and my excitement was just seeing Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson in the same thing.
Of course, we were all excited about that.
But now you look back, it's like you're not going to pay attention to that though. But here's the thing.
Yeah, but that's something we need to point out though.
No, but here's the thing though. What you should say to yourself is anything is possible. Because if someone told you Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson will get it completely wrong, you'd say no way.
True. Very true.
Very true. That's a
very good point.
So you have to always remember.
Sometimes those things are good out there to see them.
Yeah.
Like watching a Dave Chappelle bombing video. You're like, wow.
Oh, there's no artist on this world.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the other day, I was listening to Danny Boy, and he said Tupac didn't like I Am Mad At You. He didn't like the video. He said he didn't even see it. He I don't like it. He didn't bother seeing it. He didn't want to put it out.
Wow.
But Death Row put it out as a single. It's one of his most potent songs. But he didn't even like it.
Wow. You got the Tupac quote for today.
Funny, it was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Tupac would have been 50. Jada Pinkett.
I know, bro.
Said a poem from
someone
entitled Lost Souls.
The internet's been killing it, but everyone's like,
impressed me.
She got to. Everyone has to pray for Jada because yesterday was the love of her life's birthday, and she has to spend it with her husband. No, I was
the like, ones were when
God forgive
Will
us
Smith
all.
every time Jada mentions Tupac. People are cold, man.
Bruh.
Just throwing shots at Will. But
the way Jada does Will, like
how she do Will. First of all, she knew Tupac before Will.
Of course.
Okay, they have a very complex, deep, internal. No one really knows what goes on. Relationship.
Exactly there. Yeah.
Pac's dead.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So he's no threat.
True, but
you don't know if Will Smith was hitting it from the back and she was reading that poem. You don't know that.
True,
So,
you don't. But that's why I'm just commenting on how it appears from the outside.
Exactly.
For most people watching this,
Exactly.
I don't know the inner workings.
Right,
No one can know
right,
the inner
right.
workings of their marriage.
Right.
But what I'm saying from the outside, the way she be doing it, you just look at Will like, golly, Will.
Here's the thing.
Because even when he sat down there and explained the whole entanglement
thing,
with her,
yeah.
you were just like, this is a level of of disregard.
Did you ever watch 24?
Yes, I did.
Right. You do when the terrorists demanded something from the president, or when they had somebody who was willing to deliver a package to the terrorists.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? They have my family.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I can't say shit right now.
Yeah.
That's what Will Smith is saying.
Oh, so you reckon there's some? Oh yeah, there must be something.
You think Jada went to go and fuck August Alsina because Will wasn't coming home at night? He was just working so hard in Hollywood. She got that dirt.
I mean,
she got that dirt. Which man would sit down on a table and hear his wife explain to the world she was tucking August Alsina? If she doesn't know, you've been having threesomes by the weekends. And here's the thing, Will Smith's image is prim and proper. Any kind of scandal is like, Will. Even though if I heard Will had 2 German models giving him dome on the flight back from me, I'd be like, man, nigga, get yours, player. Because I believe in flaws. I believe in seeing through I believe in the chink in the armor. I love that. Because it means you're human. You understand? I love that stuff. But obviously, for the fragile nature of human beings, we can't handle that.
We need to believe that Will Smith.
We need to believe that Will Smith is a good man, and even if he did have 2 women giving him dome on the way back from whatever,
this is fancy,
right?
From Dusseldorf.
From my perspective, that's a good man. Yo, you know how it be. Which brother came up to you and said, "Hey, Allah, come true. Hey, yesterday, 2 Spanish models." Say what?
Bruh.
But you perk up, bro. I'm proud of you. You know, I keep doing you.
I can't endorse it, but deep
now,
down,
all of a sudden,
I give you that look. That's like
living his best life. But all of a sudden,
I'm gonna cover my back for
by
judgment.
the way, we are the foolish ones if we think Will Smith has been faithful this entire time. We are the stupid ones.
True. You're right.
We're more fool us. Hey,
right.
Allah, when Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, which I didn't see coming. I really didn't. I didn't see that coming.
Wait, what?
I didn't.
Seriously?
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I thought he said, keep it 100. I hit the lottery, which he
And?
did. You're right, but
Halle Berry gets cheated. She stays getting cheated.
I know. But let's put it back. Let's pull it back. The reason why, and I'm not saying Jay-Z's what you call. Here's the thing. Jay-Z's not that guy that intimidates you with looks.
Of course not.
You don't walk in and think, oh shit, Jay's here.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I'm
there's
saying?
no such thing as that ugly billionaire, bitch. I'm cute.
No. Forget billionaire.
Yeah.
Forget prior to that. Jay-Z's got game.
Okay.
He can speak to girls, innit? He can run and he can rap. He can run
you
that.
Want me to do?
Right. That intimidates you. You understand? So I thought Beyonce, me and my siblings did this thing the other day. We actually did it with themselves. Who's punching within the marriage?
Yeah.
Who's the one punching? Who's punching above their weight within the marriage?
Yeah.
And so my brother was like, "My wife's punching." We'd be arguing.
Yeah.
I believe Jay-Z's the one punching in this situation here.
You think so?
Beyonce is
I don't think so.
top shelf.
Nah.
Yeah. Looks wise. Yeah.
Oh, looks wise.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Looks wise.
Of course.
Oh no, not status wise. I mean looks wise.
Yeah.
If you talk about the convention, the shallow.
Yeah.
The couples that we adore. The beautiful. We want 2 hot couples.
Yeah.
You never saw Jay-Z. You saw Beyonce and Usher.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
them, I thought the guy would have a side part to the flat. Greasy eyes and blue and red contacts. Them niggas. When they leave, the carpet's just glistening. You know what I mean? They're just shiny.
Yeah.
I thought she'd be with that kind of guy because she was Beyonce.
Yeah.
So when I saw her with Jay, dope boy hustler, I thought, okay, she's going for the real.
Yeah.
So I didn't think he would cheat on that. But then when he did, I was like, well.
But come on, man. Like, that doesn't factor into the decision when you're considering whether or not to enter the openly available.
Whoa. How do we know the poussoir was open and available?
Jay-Z's going to have so much open and
but
available. But
how do we know that was the situation? He could have hunted the woman.
Even if he did, at some point it became open and available. He had to make a decision as to whether or not he's going to go through with it or not, right? Whether he wanted it from before, whether it was offered to him first. Mm-hmm. At some point, you have to make that decision. Do you think at that moment he's going, I am punching above my weight looks wise. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
No,
of course you're not.
No. I meant
to be
at
honest,
the time. I meant at the beginning. I never saw that happening.
My biggest predictor.
I thought they would be divorced before that happened.
Nah, man. I
because Kanye didn't cheat on Kim.
Look,
Kim.
What do you mean Kanye didn't cheat on Kim? What do you mean?
I don't know.
His whole last 3 albums, right before Jesus, everything before there was just about him consistently talking about cheating on his wife.
Wow.
Consistently. Like, he was putting out on music.
For other bitches.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Have you ever asked your bitch for other bitches? He was telling us consistently that I have a problem here.
I don't think it's a problem, though. I think getting married is the problem.
Wow.
That is their problem. Why are you even married, bro? If you're a professional, here's the thing. If you're a rap star or I'm not going to say professional athlete because it's different. Because professional athletes, you know, footballers and so on, marriage is actually what will save you from these streets, having someone to go home to. But when you're a rap star, you're going on tour. You're going on the road. When you're Genuine or KC or Usher and those people, when you're singing I Wanna Freak You, you're not singing it from the back with the quartet. I wanna freak you. Hands in the air, everyone. You're in the crowd, shirt off. Girls are grabbing your genitals. You're doing the grind, slow grind. Man in the back like this. Don't get too close to me, though. Just hating on everyone in the room. And these girls are throwing. I mean, when it goes from a different life, yeah. We've both been on stage. You understand? Yeah. And, you know, you taking those moments when people really feel what you're saying. Imagine someone throwing a thong on stage. Throwing panties at you. How do you sleep that night? And then you could say, who threw those panties? And she goes, me. I was watching the Up in Smoke tour. And during, oh my God, when they played I Just Wanna Fuck, it was almost like they opened Hell's Gate. Girls were flashing their titties like it was nothing. God. It was so much. I was like, they doing a London tour. I was like, when they come into London, I need to book my tickets.
Golly.
And so you just think to yourself, wow. And after they were interviewing Exhibit, this is him. You know, it's been a mad tour. I took about 3 condoms. I think I used like 11. He was just finished. So you can imagine that. And I remember one time DMX was on tour with all of them. It was called Backstage. They were doing this rough Def Jam tour. Yeah. DMX dressing room. Do not disturb. You could tell I don't want none of this.
Bruh.
Because one dude was getting dome in the toilet already. Yeah, he was just like, dude, him and Jay-Z were the most responsible on the tour. They didn't want to get involved in the hype. They just wanted to do the show and go home. Yeah. Because you get tired of it.
Of course.
Because you get in trouble.
Of course.
You go to the club, some guy's going to try and test you. Don't be talking to my lady. You know what I mean? Now, you can't say, my bad. Go. You have to say, fuck you, nigga, and then next thing you know, he shoots you. You know what I mean?
So that's what Park was in and out of all the time.
Every time, the thing about Tupac is now you got a thug life image. Yeah. Everybody, you know, sees you as thug life. No matter where he goes, he might be chilling in the club. Some drama's gonna start because people want to test your gangster. In different ways, you know, even with girls trying to.
That's such a shame, man. That somebody just be sitting there. He ain't all that.
Right.
It's thug life.
Right.
I seen him down at the club. I told him what's up. He ain't say nothing to me.
Mitch Green was cussing out Tyson. They're supposed to fight, by the way, in the ring, but he goes to Tyson and cusses him out, saying about, you know, your something about your wife. Now he knows what he's doing when he says that. Tyson goes off. Breaks his wrist, punching the guy in the face. If Tyson broke his wrist punching you in the face, what do you think happened to the guy's face? What do you think happened to the guy's face? But he cracked his eye was shut.
Bruh.
But again, it's like, but when they report these things, it's like no one tells the details in it of how we get here. Yeah. Just what I'm saying. It's just a case of when people know you're the guy, they want to see Wagwan.
We mentioned Park again. We still haven't heard the quote.
The quotes, yeah. So yesterday was his birthday. And so I took a quote from a song called Crazy on the Machiavelli album. It's just a quote because it's how I knew his birthday. Okay. Because Tupac told you everything about his life, innit? My shoe size. He'll just tell you. Like he just knows how to rhyme that in.
Social security.
Yeah. Like, you know, I wear a size 11 shirt when I'm getting hurt. You know what I mean? He just knows how to throw. But he said on the line, it's crazy. It goes, June 1671. The day Mama let me say it again. June 1671, the day mama pushed me out of the womb, told me nigga get paid. And I used to love that line because I used to visualize his mom saying, go to work. Better get your ass a job, nigga.
But, are you still eating breast milk for free?
Right.
Man.
So, right. You be living in this room rent free, nigga. It's time to get a job.
It's time to get a job, nigga.
And
you've been in this womb too long.
Yeah, but it's just the way, rappers, talk from the beginning. It's like, when Biggie said the doctor tried to smack me, but I smacked him back. That sets the pretext for whatever's coming next. The doctor tried to smack me, but I smacked him back. And I'm just like, damn. So I like that line all the time. It's like the song's a very laid back song where he's not really rapping, but it's almost like he's doing spoken word.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like very June 167. The line before that was like, I entered the game, look how much I changed. I'm no longer innocent. Casualties of fame. Made a lot of money, seen a lot of places. And I swear I've seen a peaceful smile on my mama's face when I gave her the keys to her own house. This your land. It's that kind of Tupac, this your land.
This your land.
And you see what young black men take pride in. He goes, your only son done became a man.
Yeah.
So and he's 25 years old.
Bruh.
This guy was not a man.
Bruh.
But they were so desperate to handle business.
Of course.
To take care of everything. I take care of everything.
Yeah.
Despite everything, look how I'm handling it now.
Of course.
So that's why that line was so, your only son done became, when I gave her the keys to her own house.
Yeah, I saw a clip the other day about...
They hold that dear,
About, what's it called? Nelly. It's like 20th anniversary of Country Grammar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andele, mami, iya.
Right. 20 years since that song, can you imagine?
Nah.
He did a video where he was talking about how he retired his mum. Basically, once he figured he got enough money, she was working at like some diner or whatever it is. He pulled up at the diner, told her to just clock out, that she doesn't got to work no more. And like, obviously I've seen that story being told over and over. I bought my mum a car, I bought my mum a house. But you can realize how much that's like ingrained in the life story of a man making it in that environment. There's the fact that if your mum is still working, you haven't really achieved, or if you're not able to provide, you haven't really achieved. And I think it goes back to that long conversation we had before about when I was trying to say that how important it is as a man and what's expected of you is about provision and being able to over provide. You have to overproduce as a man. You have to make enough for yourself and for those around you. And that, sometimes you're not gonna get. There's an expectation on you that you do need to reach a certain level.
I think that's the black poverty struggle though, because I don't see that from white rappers or NBA stars. They don't talk about how I had to buy my mum a house. Yeah, because when you look at a lot of their backgrounds, they actually come from professionals. Yeah. Their parents are actually quite stable, and playing the game was just, if you can. Yeah. Their parents were pretty much involved in their lives.
But that same story, you tell that same story on a lower level, and what we often say of Oyinbo people in our culture is that they don't look after their elderly, that they put them in homes, and that we actually look after our elderly, that, Omama told me, like in terms of I looked after my children look after me.
It's a culture thing.
It's a cultural thing,
because
right?
they don't, Oyinbos are not looking to... They're not looking to give their mom and dad money. They've got their own, and they're looking to do their own thing.
And to be honest, it makes sense financially for the capital to flow downwards through the generations. They leave an inheritance. They don't expect that they're going to have to look after their parents. They expect the money to go to their children, their children's children.
Yes.
We are constantly making enough money to look after this generation, then using the money to to send backwards to keep our parents going. A lot of our parents ain't got life insurance, so when their funeral comes, it's got to be an expense on the family.
But that should not be your. But that's something you want to do though. That's not a burden on you.
What, to pay for a funeral?
Yeah, it's not. It's not a burden. I'm sure people don't have the money, but it's not a burden. It's not something
why is there always GoFundMes for funerals?
Because people can't afford funerals.
But it's not, because, a burden then.
Not really, because it's not an issue in the sense where I'm not working or because I can pay for my own funeral. I don't care if my dad doesn't leave any money to pay for his funeral. It's my responsibility to pay for his funeral. It's my responsibility as Fumbi or how we've grown up that we want to retire our parents. I don't want their money. I want to give them everything I have. Simply because what they gave me, they sacrificed everything they could so that I could be in the positions I am. That's how I see it. So my drive is never to get what they gave me. My drive is to give them everything I've got.
But that's what I'm saying. Isn't that hustling backwards? I think we discussed this.
But it's not about, I'm not hustling for anything though. I'm not trying to create this generational wealth or this world where my money trickles down and my kids are living off of the name. I'm not chasing that dream because the truth is this, it's not for everybody. God has a plan for everyone. And the idea that everyone's going to have generational wealth to give back, it's a lie. It's impossible because that's not how the world works. For all the riches we accumulate, people have to be poor. You can never have a level playing field. For every big stadium and someone has to clean the toilets. Someone has to do the cleaning. Those people are not going to get generational wealth.
Of course, yes, you're right about that. But what I'm saying is that in terms of, there are some things you can pass down and everybody could have. Everybody could have enough land to have a home, right? Because there's enough land on this earth. Then? So because this is what I'm saying here. So I'm saying that there's a certain amount to which we haven't obviously developed everywhere on earth. Not everywhere we've put drainage and electricity and blah blah blah. But what I am saying is that if we have a mindset of building generational wealth, then you might have to clean toilets, yes, but your children may get a chance to do an office job, and their children might get a chance to start their own business. Eventually, you can get to a point where, as wealth builds down generations, you can get a plot of land, build on it, and actually continue to build around the economy that's already around you, right? So whether you turn it into farmland or you build houses on it, someone's going to need somewhere to live, someone's going to need food, simple things like that. I'm not saying everybody's going to be a baller, shot caller, but I'm saying that we should be able to make sure that our children are able to build on something that we did.
The problem is, whereas the mindset is correct, people want baller, shot caller now. People want generation wealth today. People want to ball out now. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
What you don't understand is, for these people, for the Cokes that we mentioned, they came from somewhere.
Of course.
They benefited from something to get them where they are today. We haven't been able to even plan that little. So for instance, if you look at Black Americans, the LeBrons, the rappers, they were the first millionaires in their generations. They were the first ones with any kind of money in their entire camp, right?
Yeah.
You get that money. What's the first thing you do? You move out of the ghetto.
Yeah.
You go and live in a rich white neighborhood to protect yourself.
Cases,
Do you see what I'm saying? And then that comes with its own thing. Now it's little by little. You got immediate family to look after. Sister got to go to college. Brother got to go to college. Sometimes four brothers in jail, 2 cousins on parole.
But if you send people to college, though, you're doing what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You're empowering them.
Yes, and that's what I mean. But the thing is, the problem with that is the money is not long enough. You understand?
You're right, but that's
in the sense where the money's not long enough. In the sense where you want to live the Gucci life and do all those things, you got to keep making that money. And for like a football or a basketball player, because this is where all our wealth comes from, music, and most of those musicians, no wealth.
That's not where all of our wealth comes from.
That's where the majority of our wealth comes from.
The visible.
Well,
because
in terms of that, from the ghetto, for you to make it out of the ghetto and accumulate that kind of wealth in that short pace of time, you have to have a talent.
But one thing I wanted to point out is the fact that in the US, and this is often not spoken about, but it's very visible if you know where to look. In neighborhoods, you'd see it in neighborhoods in Atlanta. Obviously, there's very ghetto parts of Atlanta, but there's very
middle class,
affluent, middle class ones. In Bowie, in Maryland, you get these middle class Black communities who are coming from homes where people have been, college educated, maybe 2-3 generations back. They've passed down wealth, and they've been able to actually build small Black middle class communities, right? So it's not always the very visible ones are the ones who come straight from the hood, get the money, move to the rich white neighborhood. But there is another story that's actually also happening, which is that some people are they're buying a property, they're able to pass on an inheritance, and those people are able to use those inheritances to buy more properties, and they are building up wealth slowly. I'm saying we need more focus on that story.
I'm saying there is no we. I'm saying there is no we. I'm saying everyone will figure out what they want from their lives for themselves. This idea that there's a we doing it collectively, that's the false narrative. Because there is no we. There's you and there's I. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't expect LeBron or anybody who has money to look after me.
No, not to look after you, but I'm saying that in terms of what you do with your family,
yes,
that there is, if you're given a vision of what you could do to set up your next generation and the generation after, then you could now start to live life accordingly and maybe go, do you know what? Maybe the Gucci lifestyle is not going to fulfill me, but what may be more fulfilling and what may actually create more of what I care about, which is leaving a good legacy or something that's a bit more meaningful to me, is to know that my children are going to be taken care of, and they will have something to build on. I've given them education. I've given them, you know, some capital to start with. I've given them principles and wisdom and love and all of these things. And that not only that, even their children will be able to enjoy the work I'm doing today. And that, you know, maybe there's a much more meaningful joy that comes from that as opposed to busting down your AP.
But the thing is, it's all relative though, because I believe everybody.
Would you rather bust
that.
down the AP?
What's the AP? I don't know what I mean.
Audemars Piguet, like a fancy watch. Would you rather get the diamond flashy watch or know that two generations
it
down,
all depends on who you are, though.
but they'll be okay.
It depends on who you are, though. If I can't afford an AP watch, I'm not gonna buy one.
Okay, but I'm saying that if you're in that position
where I can afford one,
where you can afford one, you can afford that. Like you're not rich. You're not rich.
How much is an AP watch?
Wow. Well, I mean, there's a whole range of them, but
how much?
You could start from, let's say, like 20K.
Okay, if I'm gonna spend 20K on a watch, I have to be a rich man. I'm not gonna spend 20K on a watch working in a finance job where I can't afford it.
Okay, but let's say you worked in a finance job where, you know, your salary was, you know, 400K a year.
Yeah.
Right. So that means, you know, a month you're making over, you know, 30K.
Okay.
You're making 30-something K a month. So to spend 20K in your situation, it's not a drop in the ocean, but it's something you can do. Now, in that situation, does it make you happier to have the AP watch or to know that you will never see the fruits of it yourself, but to know that if you put that 20K into something, let's say you buy some investment thing, you pass that on to your children, you know that that's going to help so-and-so go to college in 2 generations. Which one makes you feel better?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to you?
No. Because if you buy the watch, you buy the watch. If you don't, you don't. When Shaq made his first million, he bought a $250,000 car. He drove back to the hood. His dad said, "Where's mine?" So he went back and bought him one. He drove that back to his mum, said, "Where's mine?" So he went back and bought her one. His accountant called him by the evening and said, "Yo." He said, "I'm not going to have you waste your money like these other guys." Then he told him about financial planning. But Shaq was not looking at it because he's earning millions anyway. Because those 3 cars are going to recruit by the next 3 games. However, if he kept the mentality of that, he won't have the money. So what I'm saying to you is, in that present moment, if I'm going to buy an AP watch, I'm buying an AP watch. This ain't got nothing to do with generational wealth. It's about the wrist. However, Fumbi, I'm not into
You can pass watches on, by the way. I'm aware of that.
I wouldn't pass an AP watch on though, would you? Yeah, you go grandson. But it's the thing. It was a vintage. It was a vintage AP watch.
There's a lot of these watches. They are people buy them because they hold value and even gain value.
Or imagine the glove Michael Jackson wore on Soul Train Awards. It gives that to anybody. It's good. It's good mark. It's good money. Bruh. But what I mean is, for each individual, whatever decisions you're making, know that you have whatever space you're in. I'm not for looking good with Gucci knowing you don't have a home to live in. I'm not for that. However, if that's how you choose to live your life, then you're doing you, innit? What I'm saying is, if I'm earning 400 whatever a month and I want to buy an expensive Balenciaga, when I used to work in Harrods, spending £120 on Gucci shoes was stressful. But I wanted to get Gucci shoes. And plus there's ways to plan for these things. Again, another thing is, all these things we buy, I can't see myself spending 20 grand on a watch. I can't. But if I have 300 million in my account, and I'm bored on a Wednesday, I might just spend 20 grand on a watch. I don't know.
I'm bored on a Wednesday. Amen.
But what I'm saying is, we can say a lot now, but where we are now, I can't see that. 20 grand is a lot for your wrist. I used to work in Harrods. Remember when Jacob watches were big? Yeah. I'm in the jeweler shop. I went to the jewelry department, working there. I'm fantasizing. Yeah. You know, this is soft porn right now. I can't touch these women. You know, guy comes over. Yeah. You want to try the watch on? Yeah. I turned this like a little girl. He said, yeah, try it on, man. He put the watch on my wrist, Ola. My wrist went numb. This is me. How much is the watch? This is 75 grand. This is my wrist went another way. My wrist fainted again. Then the devil came and said, "Run." Look to your left. Look to your left. There's a security guard. Run, blood. Just keep running. And I just said, "Oh, okay." I just took the watch off. Gently. And the way I took it off, oh my God. There you go. And because I was looking at a Jacob watch with diamonds in it on my wrist for 75 grand.
Yeah, man.
Well, I couldn't process it in my head. I started to think, how much overtime will a nigga have to do? And that's why I started to think to myself, you know these footballers.
Wait, no, even if you bought where are you wearing that to? Right, back to the shift.
Right.
Sorry for me. Can you tell me where the bakery is? Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere. By the way, I'm doing traffic warden jobs in the street, and I want to be doing this and that, and putting directions.
Your supervisor stops you. Hey, Fumbi, you're late for your shift. What time do you call this? What time do I call this?
Now, the mad thing is, like, you have to understand. You can't understand what it means to spend that much on anything.
Yeah.
But there was people in the world who would walk in on that and say, I take 2.
I know. I've in my life, I've had the honor and the pleasure of spending time around people who have, unreal amounts of money.
Okay.
And it's always been an eye opener. I always soak in all these moments. I even have an uncle who's fairly well off, and I really just asked him, "Can I get some of your times one day?" And I just sat down with him and asked him what he does, all this kind of thing, just to try and get that mindset and understand him a bit more. And I remember there was a particular situation in which I was with some rich gentlemen in a shop. They were buying watches, and one of them was trying on a watch that was worth £500,000.
Did
$500,000.
Did he get like extra time with the watch?
Right.
Does he get extra hours in the day? Like, I remember when they said Beats by Dre, when they said the headphones were like £250. And I was like, can I hear Dre in the background? Like going, hell yeah. Like, I'd buy that.
Keep my hair ringing.
This is me. For that kind of money, I want to hear Dre in the studio writing the lyrics. For headphones. And now you've just told me a man was trying to watch for $500,000.
Yeah. My man dropped it,
Never.
My man dropped the watch.
But Ola, how do you pay for it though?
Anyway.
Is it in installments?
Bro, to be honest, I don't think he would have. I mean, it would have been hard for him to get that liquid, but he could have covered it. I think he could have covered it.
Is it his name? Okay, they do checks and shit like that.
He was all right. He was all right. And, it was with some other guys that had money. If it got that serious, they could have covered it.
Were these Arabs?
It doesn't matter who they are.
They were fraudsters. That's why you don't want to say their name. Shout out to Hush Puppy.
So, bro, I'm standing right next to him when he drops it. If you look at the way that I shivered, bro, my whole being was like, ah! And I looked so ridiculous in the entire shop because everybody's talking money talk around here. Like, the stock in the shop is enough to pay for some stuff. That was the moment I realized this is a whole different, like, our lives are different. It's not even our outlook, our view on everything is different. For me, you break that watch, it's almost like your life is over. Where are you ever going to get this kind of money? This is like never going to be well with you. Your life is finished, blah, blah, blah. To them, it's like, oh man, how could you drop it? They were busting a joke right after it. And they were laughing at me and mocking me for my response that I'm so dramatic and whatnot. But I'm like, if you look at my Monzo right now, bruv, you will know why I'm shaking over this. So I understand that money means different things to different people, right? And 20K to me and 20K to that person there is two different 20Ks, right? 20K to them is how maybe I spend £20, right? They could maybe spend that on a night out.
Absolutely, on a bottle.
For me, that's an Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. But what I am saying is that ultimately, there's one thing that we can all agree on, I believe personally, which is that there's a lot of things you can buy which are temporary pleasures. And they feel good for now. But I personally think that there are some more fulfilling things we can do with money that most people will go, do you know what? This was way more long-term fulfilling than... Bro, do you know how many times I bought stuff and I'd be like, yo, once I get this, it's a wrap for these streets. Ask me in 2 years' time, I can't tell you where it is. It's dusty, whatever.
But remember, that's
what I'm trying to say.
But you only live once. You only live once, man.
So how many APs you got to buy over the course of your life?
I don't want an AP though. That's the thing. What makes you happy for 20 grand or for that AP? Yeah. We find another thing. For that guy, what's the most expensive? What's the most expensive thing you've bought? For me, it's a PlayStation. That's the most expensive thing I've bought.
I think it's probably MacBook.
right. Oh, okay, take my MacBook. That was the most. I remember when I was like, you ain't got no student discounts on this motherfucker. I remember dropping the P's on that, sweating.
Bruh.
Like I seen a grand just leave your account.
Bruh.
I called my bank.
Bro, my latest one's like over $3,000, bro. They're not playing anymore with these MacBooks, bro.
$3,000 for a MacBook. And that's why I'm trying to explain to you, Ola, there's no way they want us all to have generational wealth. No way.
Yeah, but I mean, I got this one specifically so I could edit videos and stuff.
No, I'm just saying Apple.
Yeah.
And those, they don't want us all to win.
Of course not. Of course not. They're trying to get
$3,000 for a
Bro.
MacBook. Remember we were talking about Coke just now?
Yeah.
Saying they probably own the water that Ronaldo was talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Those things made me just think to myself, what did I do wrong, man? Why didn't I? Was I the sperm going towards that entrance and I got bumped over? The guy wait, nigga, this my hole, and it just came out the wrong tunnel. But within all of that, I really believe where you are or what you've done in life. If we sit down to talk about the best moments of our lives, they will never include money.
I'm not sure.
They will never include money.
I'm not sure.
Well, don't speak in front of Tolo then.
I mean,
so what the best moments of your life? One time I went to Beaver was making it right. your wife just looking at you.
No, but even
and then the day I met you.
But even if your wife will usually say something like, "Oh, why don't you say our wedding day or whatever it is?" But wedding day costs money, bro.
But I'm saying
that's what I'm saying.
That's why I said it will not involve money. That's why I said when you mentioned it won't involve where you spend money, bro. The whole day you're like this. God damn,
okay. What would you objectively say is the best moment of your life then?
The best moments of my life. When we lived in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We used to take light all the time.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know what's taking light, shout out to the boys' quarters. You know what taking light is, man. That means NEPA. I don't even know what NEPA stands for half the time. National
Electric
Power Authority. Imagine having a National Electric Power Authority and there's no anyway.
And there's no authority.
There's no authority, no electricity. Change the name.
Barely got a nation, to be fair.
And NEPA used to pull up.
They did change the name for a while.
Did you ever see NEPA pull up? Have you ever seen NEPA pull up?
No, I've never seen
pull up
I've seen a video though.
In the pickup trucks.
Yeah.
With the irons over them. I was just saying to myself, why is this your choice of car? You know? Anyway. Man. And they used to take light a lot. In Nigeria, the beautiful thing about Nigeria is if you just come back, you have a compound. You know, they call it the compound.
Yeah.
So you have your little gated community.
Yeah. And
you have a balcony.
Of course.
And of course, they take light. It's dark. It's late. It's hot. And me and my siblings used to sit on the balcony. And, we came from London. Yeah. So we'd reminisce about London and we'd sing all our Kylie Minogue songs and reminisce on Neighbours and all the TV shows and sing theme songs from Greece. Yeah. And those were just the best moments of my life because it was a true bond. Yeah. Because we formed a bond with darkness, the lanterns on, mosquitoes are biting your ass off. But it's just such a warm memory for me, So that's where I go to when I remember the best times of my life. Sometimes it's when you're broke. Them times when no one had money. I don't know if you ever did this, but we'd go to a rave in Cambridge. No one has money. And we're all going to figure out how to get home the next morning.
You say they're not buying the bottles in Cambridge?
No, but we went by 9 in Cambridge. Man used to go Westwood, Temple Rave, with £1.50 in my pocket. Do you know why? That's how much a Bacardi Breezer cost.
No way.
I buy one Bacardi Breezer.
You sip that, bro.
Right, no, you don't sip. No, not only do you sip it, it's 2% alcohol at most. But when you finish one bottle, you're moving like you just downed a bottle of syrup. I'm mad waving. Hey, that's when I knew I was a kid. Because it's a madness here. Girls know when you're young. Yeah. The bigger boys are buying drinks.
I ain't had a Bacardi Breezer in a long time, man.
Hey, lime flavor, boy.
No way.
One of those, I'm done to everything for the night.
You incorporate the bottle into the dance.
Into the dance, just do you know how mad it is, Allah? And you put on those shows, because. But the thing is, and so that's what I mean. It's like when you go back to you laugh your ass off. Yeah. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Yeah. Who the hell did I think I was? Right. Rocking up to rave with a £1.50 in my pocket, and when the song goes, if you got a $50 bill, put your hands up.
Hey, no, there's no way you put your hand up. I'm not accepting that.
My hands everywhere. I'm doing hip hop. I'm doing hip hop parade like that. Yeah. Oh, I ain't got £2.50 in my
You ain't lying
in my
to
pocket.
Fat Man Scoop like that. Nah, come on.
And you know what? Yeah, I wasn't even disheartened. My pocket's looking at me like this nigga know damn well. Sometimes man's them will try, you know, pull it out. You're like, I ain't putting out £50 in the rainbow to get robbed, to get jacked. You know how you funny said if you buy the AP, where you going back to? Imagine you buy these watches or these designer things, you come back to your ends. People rob you, and you're like, wow, you know, the ends is, bro, you can't be bringing back.
I saw a clip about that. Guy won 30K on a local lottery in the US. Man spent 20K on a chain, got robbed. It was so funny.
He spent 20K on a chain.
20K on a chain.
You know what? Yeah. You know when you say, you know what? Yeah. It's not that he got robbed. What we have to see, there's a bigger problem at hand. We have to say, why did you spend 20 grand on a chain?
Bro, there's so many things we have to ask.
Hold on, my thing is you won 30K. Why not spend 10 on the chain? You spent the most amount of the money on the chain?
Bro, this is what I'm trying to tell you about these temporary things. Do you know what that chain must have represented in his head?
Man. I drop you a meal today.
In his head, that 20K must have been worth it.
I drop you a meal today.
Yeah.
Watch the guilty bullshit you're going to buy.
The guilty... Oh, okay.
I drop a meal. What's the foolish thing you're going to do? Because, hey, anybody gets some, you got to do something foolish.
Yeah. Man's going to be hella foolish. I think mine would probably be a bunch of flights and hotels and... You know,
okay.
Yeah.
You really like this business in and out entrepreneur, like business guy.
I will be upgrading myself. I'll be taking
first class or not?
I'll be taking first class, yeah.
For real.
On this work trip I just been on,
yeah,
I got upgraded to business.
Yeah.
You know all that crap I was talking from economy?
Yeah.
About what's even the point? Like if the
yeah,
plane goes down, we all gonna die, blah blah.
Yeah.
Hey, I shut up, bro.
How did you get
They put me in business. I shut up like a little.
How did you get the upgrade?
I was with my bosses. I told them, just on a casual one, that on the app they offered me like a $200 upgrade, right? They just let me know that you can upgrade for like $200, like a special offer. So they were like, oh, check. It had gone on the app, but they were like, let's go to the desk. We were in the middle of we were on a layover. So we went over to the desk and they did the upgrade for me there and they paid for it.
They paid for it?
They paid for it. So
would you have paid $200? Would you have paid the $200?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because now that I know it, now that I've experienced business.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nah, man.
Now
Dubai is 8 hours.
This was from Qatar to Lagos.
Oh, yeah, I'll pay for that.
Bro. Specifically.
Even then, how long
specifically,
is that? 8 hours, 6 hours max.
Bro.
Which airline were you on?
Qatar Airways.
I've been on that airline still.
Bro, when that bed went flat, bro.
They get the flatbed in business?
Yeah.
The shuttle. Did you get the shuttle? The shuttle looking thing.
The shuttle.
It's like a shuttle, isn't it, in business?
No, I mean it's like a pod.
Yeah, like a pod. That's what I meant. Yeah. Isn't it shuttle a pod?
I don't know.
Okay, it's like a pod. It's like a pod. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a bit like a pod.
Yeah.
Had my own little all the space, had the big screen, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was like there was a little ledge to put your legs up on.
Was it busy?
And then you can like press the button, your thing gets flat.
Was it busy?
Economy was busy.
and that there is the world for you, bro. That there is the world for you. We prey on poor people. Poor people keep airlines alive. Ain't nobody paying for fucking business. Everyone's trying to get a free entry into it. Poor people keep the economies going, bro.
No, do you know, actually, funny enough, the way an airplane model works, first class and business actually keep the airlines going. They are the one, they charge them ridiculously because the price doesn't matter to first class and business owners. It's way overpriced. We know
that's
this.
because they're not paying for it, though.
Exactly. You're usually not paying for it.
You're not paying
so they overcharge business and first,
okay,
so that they can keep prices down for economy. Because most people are gonna fly economy, and they need to be competitive with the prices.
I hear. So it's a business module, isn't it?
That's the whole business model works. And because I was spending my company's money,
people have to know. That's why poor people have to know their power. You have to know your power.
Yeah,
you have to, and that's why I demand anything you want for your dollar, because it's whether you like it or not, it's so important to that company.
The thing is, you have to. The reason why economy would have to organize in order to get anything done.
Yeah,
business class, there was like 10 of us in that space.
And how many seats do they have? A whole craft.
I mean, for business class, there's probably like, I don't know, like 12 to 15 seats. So there was only a few.
Okay, that's all right though. Yeah. When I was flying back from Australia,
and then there's first class. I don't know what.
Oh, when I was flying back from Australia to Abu Dhabi in first class, there was only 2 of us in there.
Wow, look at that.
But then again, first class is not. Again, it's not like.
But I mean,
there was 20 open seats. It's like 3, 4, 5 seats empty.
It's a good picture for society because let's say, forget first class for a second. Let's say it's business class, right? Let's say business class wants to get something done, right? We've already got the money. We've separated ourselves away from economy. And we now say, guys, don't you think that we should, I don't know, what would we want? Turn up the temperature, for example. We want it a bit warmer in the plane. All I need is about 6 of us. That's the majority of the 10 of us who are there. 6 of us need to agree, and then we go to the staff and say, you know, those of us in business class would really like the plane to be warmer. And they go, yeah, me too. Imagine if somebody in economy says, I want the plane to be warmer, it's a bit too cold in here, right? There's damn near 150 people back there. Damn near 150 people back there. Look at me talking about them like I'm not them usually.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's like 150 people.
Numbers. You
say, I want it cold. They're like, there's plenty of other people on the plane, sir. Could you please calm down? By the time you get enough of a consensus among 150 people, everyone's like, yeah, but I'm actually okay with it. Some people are like, I think it's not cold enough. Blah, blah, blah. You stay fighting amongst yourselves. People in business class are actually getting things done because they don't need to get as much consensus. Consolidated power.
There's so many people in it.
So that's why even when you're saying to poor people that like hold on to your dollar.
It's the same with black people though.
Yeah.
It's too many people.
It's too many of us. We can't get consensus
at all. And that's why you have to work in groups.
Well, this is the thing. You said there's no we just earlier on.
That's what I meant. As black people, there is no we.
Yeah.
There is no we in that sense. As groups, we can. And I'm not even talking, I'm talking Hackney is a group.
Okay.
South London is a group.
Yeah.
You know, if you went to Holloway Boys, that's your group.
Yeah.
Because you all have the same understanding, the same. Just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you consolidate like from a small place. Yeah. We try and consolidate from people we don't even know.
Yeah.
So for instance, and they do it in the celebrity realm. Who do you think AJ talks to? Me and you? No, he's calling the footballers.
Yeah.
He's calling the people in his group.
Yeah.
And that's how we have to move. And the second one is be quiet. Our whole issues are discussed on social media platforms. Television, radio stations, and in English. So everybody knows. So what do? They pacify where they can.
Yep.
Okay, 2 more people on the news.
And just frustrate and just you know when you put somebody on the exercise bike and let them just like tire themselves out. That's exactly what social media is for us. We just put a battery in our backs and we just go on there and go each other. Nothing gets done.
I said the other day, someone put another, when they get the black presenter, when they get the black picture wrong. So, I don't know, Lenny Henry wins 2 Golden Globes, but it's a picture of Ainsley Harriott.
Yeah.
And Kano wins this, it's a picture of this person. And, the outrage that follows. This is disgusting. And I said, have you ever stopped to think, you really think this is a mistake? Like, have you ever stopped to think, this is what they want you to do? The truth is this. Bruh. How would that story get picked up if they didn't make the mistake? It's not like everybody in the country is ready to read about Lenny and Ainsley Harriott. But the moment you make that mistake, what's everybody doing? You're reading about these people. And have you ever asked yourself, who got fired?
Bruh.
Nobody.
No
one got fired. So you're outraging, and you go on the internet, you start talking about it, and they're just watching the algorithms play. And I wrote this joke the other day. I said, it's funny how when Noel Clark was going through his fit, there was no wrong pictures of him.
Oh, they found them.
Oh, they were like, that's Noel Clark. So they know what they're doing. These were the same outlets who would get the picture wrong. They didn't get it wrong this time.
Yeah.
Don't buy it. And so what is it? If you spend, like you said, you tire yourself out on that exercise bike, and tomorrow, guess what? Gucci released slippers that remind us of sale shoes. I'm going to kill myself now. Imagine doing the whole exercise bike that day, and you're like this. That's a good workout. You wake up the next morning, blackface. Oh my, you're gonna kill yourself. And that's just the next day.
This is his part of it though. And this is something I was saying in a conversation with my sister and my brother-in-law. I really feel like part of it is the fact that they have whoever it is that is interested in or who takes interest in these issues, they've actually made it financially lucrative for some people to constantly be outraged, right?
Absolutely.
So those people are constantly goading you.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
And for them, they're absolutely creaming off of it.
Creaming
off of it because they're gonna get paid to come and speak, paid to come and do some endorsement, blah blah blah. So when you look at that person who's consistently telling you, look at what's going on, look at this again. Oh my goodness, they don't care about us, blah 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 blah. that person, you need to start asking that person, you're the drug dealer. You're the local drug dealer in this community who's peddling out outrage, right? Because your connect told you that if you hit quota, you might get a little promotion up the chain. So you consistently do that. You know you're never going to be the top. You know you're never going to be in charge. But you just know that outrage
you're nice. Yeah, you got a brand going. So for instance, I think Kane Day, one of the people that always goes on the Piers Morgan show, said the Queen is the face of white supremacy.
Yeah.
And outrage kicked out. And I just said to myself, you think the Queen even knows who this guy is?
Bro.
Like, it's a waste of energy. Like, don't even worry.
Bruh.
It's when I saw, all those.
They used to call me for those.
Oh, yeah, you told me. Remember, you got blindsided.
Yeah.
And you just were like.
Yeah. They used to call me for these radio debates.
Yeah, and you start to clock, don't you?
I started to clock. And so basically, it was like.
You don't care about my opinion.
They don't.
You don't care about my opinion.
First of all, they'll ask me, like, what do you think about blackface? And then they'll be like, award-winning comedian, Ola, what are your thoughts on blackface? Well, I just think that, it doesn't personally offend me, but, I think that we can see the historical implications of this. Why would you still be doing this at a time like this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we've also got Sue in from Cardiff. Sue from Cardiff will jump on the radio and say, I don't see what the problem is, really. And so what do you have to say to that, Ola? They will have me, who's going to go and work for my name. They've introduced me. They've told them my accolades and everything like that. To earn my place in society. Come and argue something that's just a simple case of offense with some random white woman in the middle of nowhere and put our opinions as equally valuable to the radio audience. So the next time they called me, I was like, all right, so one thing I just want you to confirm, first of all, is am I going to be the only one on? We'd love to have you on, really love your opinion on things and so on. Yes, but what I'm actually asking you is, I'm going to be the only one on. Are you calling to hear my opinion, or are you calling to set up a debate? I'm not sure about that.
Right.
I'm going to go and check on that. But, are you free? Are you willing to do it? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm not going to commit to this until I'm sure that you actually just want to hear from me. You want to hear my thoughts, and you're not going to try and put me into some kind of debate. All right, let me go and check on that. She drops the phone. She calls me back again. So I just wanted to check in. Are you ready? Are you, free and available to do the show? I asked you to check. Well, she's like, so is there going to be someone on? Well, yes, that we were planning to have an opposing view. It's good to get a balanced opinion on these things.
A balanced opinion on blackface.
Bruh, when they burned down, like, when Notre Dame burned down.
There wasn't no balanced opinion.
You get someone else to... There's one guy going, oh my goodness, it's terrible. It's such a massive, magnificent building, work of art. And we also have Jermaine from South London. From
Grenfell. Talking about, what about when our building fell down?
Yeah, they didn't call Jermaine from West London, who lives right next to Grenfell Tower. Yeah. What do you think about Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Yeah, man don't really care about that, really.
Yeah, but why are they raising funds for that? Nobody lived in there.
They put the cladding on there.
Right. What was the cladding saying on there? Right. You don't get that.
You don't get balanced opinion.
It's just a funny thing.
There's a narrative.
Did you see the other day on football? Ericsson passed out.
Yeah.
On the pitch.
Don't just say it like that, bro.
No, he did. He passed out on the pitch, and it was very, very... I was about to just it was the most... Since Mwamba did that, passed out, it was the most chilling thing I've seen in football in a while.
Yeah.
I wasn't even watching the game. My brother messaged me saying Ericsson with the emoji with the hands on the head.
Yeah.
So I thought he scored a blinder.
No.
Because that's what Ericsson does.
No.
So I'm thinking, he's probably scored a free kick.
Oh no.
Let me check the scores. And I just see the commentary in yellow.
Yeah.
Ericsson's on the floor.
Okay.
So I run to the TV.
I thought you were about to say something inappropriate.
Oh, no. So then I run to the television and tell my brother, because my brother supports Tottenham, which Ericsson used to play for them. So, Ericsson's passed out. So we're watching it, and it was uncomfortable. It was sad. I prayed, I did a silent prayer for this brother. God, just deliver him through and whatnot. And the whole world was connected. We were just praying.
You wonder if God was like, sorry, who this?
The whole world was like, this. We pray he gets up. His wife came into the frame. There's a whole hoo-ha about the wife and how could they go to that shot.
And the captain was...
The captain, when the captain was consoling, I was like,
I
don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want to see that. But hey, brotherhood, whatever, innit?
Yeah.
And so everybody was praying. And everybody was happy when he pulled through. And this is the same world that watched George Floyd get nailed on for 9 seconds and still had the question, yeah, but he was a criminal, wasn't he?
Bruh.
And that made my heart sink to even think that, because Ola, yeah, when I heard Erickson was on the floor, it wasn't even about anything other than this guy needs to make it. 29 years old. I don't want him to die on the pitch.
Yeah.
He's got a family, his wife was there, his kids are
try
there.
And look for any scandal.
No, there was no, yeah, but you know he didn't score a penalty in the 1942 World Cup. There was none of that. There was no scandal.
War, yeah? 1942 World Cup.
You know, I'm just going back. They didn't bring up none of his no arrest records.
Yeah.
It was please play for this guy to stand up.
Yeah.
And that's what the world doesn't understand when we say you don't understand what white privilege really means. The ability to just look at you and feel empathy. The ability to just say to yourself, that person's in pain. Let's pray for this guy. Do you know there was a whole community watching George Floyd being knelt on? Everybody just stood there.
Bruh, 11 people got shot in Paris. They're like, we need to pray for Paris. Bruh, niggas get shot every day, B.
And I'm not saying this to compare.
Yeah.
I'm saying to what you say with the opposing counsel here.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you 100%. I know where you're coming from.
Like
I'm not even saying it to compare any tragedies either. I'm just saying that, like, this is a way in which to see how
you just always discredit.
Yeah.
You throw the,
Yeah.
there is
a narrative. There's an agenda.
Look at taking the knee, for instance. The English fans are booing the England team for taking the knee before a major tournament, which is hilarious to me. How is that encouraging? Now, here's the thing, Ola. I'm at the age where I'm able to see things through logic as opposed to emotion. Before, when racism happens, it's bun white people, west side till we die, let's roll on the popo. Now I'm able to see it from institutions, mindsets, and all these kinds of views. So I don't waste my energy and emotions on things that you should be expecting in anyway. English fans booing the knee is not a surprise to me. English fans have been banned from tournaments for hooliganism. Yeah. This is what they do.
This is it.
And by the way, you're talking about people who, when you say, come on guys, don't boo, after 2 tenors, all right, come here, boo. It's banter now.
Yeah.
It's just something they're going to do because you keep talking about it. They don't care if the cause works or not. They're not disrupting the cause by booing. Imagine booing, people taking the knee, and then he scores and you're cheering. Come on.
Bro, that's exactly it, bro.
You can't take that person seriously.
Raheem Sterling when he scored, and it was like,
you're just booing the cause. Now, here's the thing to learn. And it's like, the thing with whole racism. Now, I don't understand why they're taking the knee still. I don't. But hey, if they feel they want to take a stance against whatever, then that should be supported and encouraged. It shouldn't be challenged. It shouldn't be said, oh, Black Lives Matter is a Marxist group. Them man don't know what a Marxist group is. They're just taking the knee. You understand? Yeah. And so any local tweets, why are we still taking the knee? People have a right to choose and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, are you back in the game already? Yeah. Wasn't it you 3 years ago?
Trying to get the presenting job on BBC News.
Oh, look, guess where she was? On BBC presenting, watching the game. I said, wow, you trying to get back in the house. We were riding for you when they were racist to you.
Bruh, you have to know the game, bro.
And that's why I tell people, you have to know the game.
You have to know the game.
Because all Massa did was, I know we got off on the right foot. You want to come back in? Yeah. Well, tell your people to calm down. Bruh. She's a conservative, so I can understand where her view is. But what I'm saying is now she is the face that's detrimental to a movement that we want our voices heard.
Bruh, at the end of the day, the game's deeper than all of that, And to be honest, one of the things that was really hitting me on my trip, I had a conversation about it, but I know I was definitely pondering on it for a while, is that I think one of the elements of masculinity and masculine approaches, masculine leadership that we lost at some point in our communities is the understanding that nobody's coming to save you, right? I think you only complain if you believe that somebody cares.
Honestly.
Right? Because that's the whole point of complaining. The idea is that if I speak up, you care about me enough to go fix it. And that's usually a woman's luxury, is the idea that a woman can say, this isn't fair, I'm not safe, I'm okay. And then a guy goes and protects her or whatever it is.
Damsel in distress.
Damsel in distress, right? That men want to go save and women want to be saved or protected or whatever it is.
We want to be rescued.
But imagine a guy You say, oh, I'm in danger. Somebody come and help me. Like, get the hell up. Go do something. Save yourself. Like, that's the approach that most men pick up and learn. And I don't think it's always a bad thing, because not everybody can always just be saved by somebody else. Sometimes you need to take charge, right? Now, if men learn this lesson fairly early on, right, that nobody's coming to save you, what happens? You start to learn that, in fact, you are the person that somebody's waiting for. So now not only do you need to be able to look after yourself, you need to look after other people, right? Then you now start to put measures in place and so on. So like you build a family, you say, okay, I'm gonna have a kid, I'm gonna have a wife, I'm gonna have kids, I need to be able to provide for them, protect them, blah, blah, blah. It gets you into the mindset of building, because you know that no one's gonna come and give it to you. Now that it's almost like
no one's gonna come and give it to them though.
Pardon?
Not in this society.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In this society, it's almost like it's been beaten out of us, right?
Absolutely.
It's been beaten out of us
to
feel like anyone's coming to save us.
Okay.
But I don't feel like 100% women have understood this in a global sense. They've understood it in terms of no one's going to come and pay my bills, but then bit by bit you'll get, maybe some government assistance, whatever it is. You start to feel like maybe I can complain to the government. The government should do something. This shouldn't be right? When you understand on a global sense that nobody's coming to save you, nobody at all, even the government, when they give you that little benefits or whatever it is, it's not to save you. It's to keep their economy going. It's because they know that you're going to hand that money right back to corporations and keep the economy going. When you start to understand that, then you stop actually protesting and you start building. And that's really what I want more of us to do, is to actually have, more of a mindset of like, something's wrong, we need to fix it, rather than something's wrong, we need to complain louder or complain more or do more protesting or, whatever it is. Because ultimately, protests only matter if the person you're complaining to cares. That's it. And I just think that the key to it is getting men to like rise up.
I had a debate with my
friend.
Take
responsibility.
She accused me of being harsh on her. Maybe I was. Because, she mentioned the patriarchy, and I don't know if I'm harsh or if I'm just... It's like when you know what you just said, that no one cares.
Yeah.
You almost... And I'm a very impatient person anyway, and I'm working on this. I am trying to, reduce my overly passionate nature about what I feel. Yeah. And try and, understand everyone.
When you're going to improve your patience? We need it now.
My patience has improved a lot. Oh, sorry. You're a dickhead. Anyway. But she mentioned the patriarchy and how, black women's voices are not heard and whatnot. And I hear that. I do. But the problem is, no one cares. That's the problem I was trying to explain to her.
Out right now.
And that's why I said to her, I said, you mentioned the patriarchy. Yeah. Like, it's not fucking me too.
Bro,
hold on, let me finish it. She said, yeah, but I'm behind you. And I said, I hear that too. And no one still cares. And I said, we can't keep wearing this pain as a badge of honor, because now you're trying to out mountain me, saying my mountain's got more steps than yours. I don't care. That's not my mountain. This is my mountain. Yeah. I don't care if it has an elevator in it. It's still my mountain I have to climb. So what I'm saying to you is, when you look at it like that, when you badger this to white people about their privilege and that, they're like this. What the fuck do you want me to do? Yeah. What the hell do you want me to do?
That's what you start getting wishy-washy
have to pay
answers.
Bills. Right.
You need to dismantle.
Whereas I agree.
Structure. At the end of the day, bro.
But you know what?
Everyone's self-interested.
Right. And I've come to my understanding, which is, and this is Fumbi. I'm not saying this is what everyone should understand or do or whatever. I'm not saying people shouldn't even protest. But what I'm saying is, I've accepted as a black man on earth, I'm still a man, and God created me as equal as everybody. However, being black presents some obstacles I'm going to have to constantly face, constantly put down, sometimes go back and revisit, sometimes be frustrated, because how am I still dealing with this obstacle now? It's just part of what life is. But the idea that if I shout about this, tweet about this, and read and make this thing that, always awareness. Spitting in front of power, I'm not actually doing anything. I don't think that I'm doing anything. I believe Tupac said, you can only do for others when you done for yourself. We all have these gifts and skills. These are the same people. I tell them, start a podcast, do some writing, do some this. But it's difficult in life. I get that. Yeah. But what are you doing to tackle those things? And it's funny because, and what I was trying to tell her is, don't look at it from a man versus woman issue, black versus white issue. Even though those issues are there, that's going to be there. Like my friend today was talking about, sanitary. She wants to do sanitary pads for women. You know, and I was like, okay. And I was just trying to get more deep just to understand. And she was like, you know how men get condoms for free? And I was like, men don't get condoms for free. She goes, yeah, because she was like, men get condoms for free, but women don't get the sanitary towels, which I understand. I don't understand why they don't get it for free.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of a too much money is made from it, whatever. But she almost equated it like we get condoms for free, but they don't get fingy for free. And I was like, everybody gets condoms for free. You can walk into a clinic and get a condom for free. She goes, yeah, but men use it. This is me, yeah, to protect ourselves. And by the way, Jamaicans, sorry, most men don't use. I'm joking. Shout out to all my Jammer brothers. I love you all. No, I'm playing. I am playing before you blood fire me to death on Twitter and whatnot. I'm playing.
Every word.
I love them. They're my people.
They're
my motherfuckers though. But what I'm saying is, most men would rather not use condoms.
Yeah.
So the idea that this condom is a benefit for us, I didn't really agree with that. And I'm saying I agree with your stance. Yeah. But when you play it like that, you're pushing it to the men get this privilege. We don't get condoms for free because we ask for it.
I genuinely think that when you don't live someone else's life, it's very easy to romanticize what it must be like for them.
Yes.
And I think, you know, if we look at like whatever struggle you're in, whatever your struggle for inequality on earth and blah, 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 privilege structures, bias, all of these different things, fundamentally, the narrative is that you want to be equal. I don't believe it. I think you want your quality of life to be better.
Yes, nobody wants to be equal. Ain't no equality.
Because here's the thing.
All fingers are not equal. That's what Nigerians love to say. All fingers are not equal.
All fingers are not equal.
That's the best excuse for not trying.
Wisdom.
Well, all fingers are not equal.
Bro, that's how we maintain our whole class system.
All fingers are not equal.
But if you think about it, like if it got to the point where black people in this country were overrepresented in billionaires.
Yes.
Let's say we're 2% of the population, but we're 5% of billionaires.
Yeah.
Would we campaign to have less black billionaires so that it's more equal?
No.
Of course not.
No.
Of course we would not.
In fact, I'm campaigning we should start killing people.
All right.
Huh?
So,
sorry. No, I didn't say that loud. You know when you're... hold on, by the way. And these people that want to be billionaires, or this, you know, wealth that you can't spend, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think billionaires do with their money? They make sure that no one else becomes billionaires. That's the reason why they're called the 1%ers. They don't want you in the club, Ruben.
Bruh, there's even less. That's like the 0.001%.
Right. You think those billionaires clubs are... Have you ever walked past a billionaires club saying, looking for people? Vacancies. Have you ever been one of them clubs? You know when you go to those billionaire clubs, you know when, let's say you've had the privilege of being brought in. Yeah. You know you're like this, I could have walked past this street 100 million times. I would never know this was a club.
Oh, bro. They don't want you to know.
They don't want you to know.
They ain't begging you to come in.
No.
In fact, they'd rather keep you out. And that's a very good point. And this is why we have to realize that if, let's say, we did get to that place, it's not an endorsement of equality.
No,
it's not, and we don't actually want equality.
No, we don't.
In fact, we just want our standard of life to be better.
And your people
and the
around
only way
you.
we can justify it to you is to say that yours is almost too good. Nice.
Yours is too good.
You need to bring it back.
You cut back so I can. Meanwhile, I'm flexing on somebody else. By the way,
bro, this is my point.
I'm flexing on someone in my little one series. I'm flexing on the nigga. Just okay. I'm flexing on him,
bro. Everybody from the random person in the hood all the way up to Kanye West has been complaining that something is not fair.
Yeah, because
right.
By the way, you saw Kanye on Sway in the morning when he was screaming his out. When he was screaming because Louis Vuitton and them said we don't care about your money.
Exactly.
Imagine Kanye West thinking they're gonna respect me because I'm Kanye West and I've made all this music. Bro. And Louis Vuitton and Nike just looking at you like you ain't got no source in this tailor industry, bruh.
Bro. I mean, now he's a billionaire off of his stuff, but well done to him. But, at that time, he was very frustrated because he felt like they weren't being fair to him. Whereas when he realized he has to go and build it himself, look at the outcomes of it, right? Now they want to do deals with him. So I'm saying, fundamentally, the complaining and so on is very, very disingenuous if we're being truly 100% honest with ourselves.
Yep.
Whether women are complaining about men, black people complain about white people, whatever it is. No one actually really cares about it being equal. They care about their life being better. Mm-hmm. When you understand that, then you go, all right, cool. I want my life to be better. You want your life to be better. How can we do this in a way that is, at least we have a fair level playing field, let the best man win? let's not do anything underhanded. Let's not murder each other. Let's not kill each other. But let's have free and fair competition. That's the best you can hope for in this world. Just give everybody the closest you can get to equality of opportunity.
I think you work,
but you can't get equality of outcome. Someone's always going to be better than you.
Yes, and also you have to work to a level of contentment.
Yes,
getting where you fit.
Yes, I've learned to a base and a bound. And
if you're a songwriter who's writing good songs, don't worry about the guy who's singing them. Don't be like, you know what, I want to be in the studio recording my albums. Bruh, we don't think you can sell records. Now you say, oh, the industry is chauvinist, whatever it is. But it's like, bro, you just write songs though, innit?
We need to start moving away from this. What I personally needed to, and this has been my lesson in this season, to move away from this version of life that's based on what it should be and start dealing with what it is.
Yep. Look at the tools you have, man. Like when I started to think
what it is,
when I started
it's oversaid, but it's a lot of wisdom in that.
When I started to think what I want and what my vision is, it's like it's got nothing to do with half the things I've been moaning about on Facebook. The idea, I know, we make up 3.3% or 3% of this population.
Yeah,
that you're never going to impress these people.
But that woman crying on the news did manage to.
Who's the woman crying on?
Get Coca-Cola changed back. It wasn't just her, but she was. Yeah, people
look really at it like this. Yeah,
in that situation,
we are pursuing our destinies and our futures in lands that were not designed for us, that were not thought of us. They didn't think that, one day we'd have black people and they'll be able to work in our judicial system and run our police forces and coach our football teams. That's not what they want for their country.
Of course.
And I understand and respect that. You understand? What we're mad at is this. It's like, well, but I don't mind that. But you did use us to get here.
Yep.
Show some appreciation. It's not necessary to slag off footballers in the press when they're playing for your country.
Yeah.
For instance, Phillips had a good game for England the other day.
Yeah.
What does the Daily Mail go and do immediately? His Irish mum, he was born to his Irish mum. He's been with his girlfriend from 11, and his Jamaican dad is in prison. This guy is wearing an England jersey. Is that necessary? And so all their readers will see is he's not English.
Yeah.
That's all they see in that corner. Oh, he's not English.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. These guys wear the jersey. They wear the shirt. You know what it means to wear a jersey and play for a nation? Only for that nation to constantly remind you don't belong here.
Yeah.
That's a very sad place to be.
Facts.
You know? And so that's the struggles we have. Yeah. That's the depressing side of it. But within that, I use that energy to fuel my creativity, my desire to be better, my desire to represent something.
Yeah.
That would show to the world that this is not necessarily how you treat people. Yeah. This is this is wrong. And not even wrong in the sense where I want you to correct it, but just how you see it. You know, like I remember when I said in a sketch, and I said, my parents clean the streets of this country. You will hear my voice. Yeah. Because the natural thing is just to be quiet. You know, I'm just gonna get mine, get on with it, and just chill. But then you realize what your people sacrificed for you to be here. You're like, nah, I'm not just gonna sell them out short. They deserve that recognition.
Yep, bro. The way I see it is, look, we've got this British citizenship. Ride that until the wheels fall off.
Ride until the wheels fall off.
But also recognize the fact that what you actually have is a huge opportunity here, because I've also got a Nigerian passport. There's a privilege in that. You know,
are you telling me? My brother's got a Nigerian passport. He hates it. It's as good as an Oyster card. And Nigerians listen to this, get offended. I want you to get offended. Your passport is as good as an Oyster card, and that's all your fault.
I mean, I love the fact that I have both, because
I don't use my Nigerian passport. What for?
To go to Nigeria.
I don't go to Nigeria as often. And that's the thing. And when you say these things here, Buhari got banned from Twitter the other day. Or whatever.
He got a couple tweets taken down and then Nigeria blocked Twitter.
Oh, yeah, Nigeria blocked Twitter. So I put on my status, what is any president of any nation doing on Twitter, tweeting anyway? Don't you have things to do? Like, I don't know, provide light? Anyway, what's my own? Nigerians, why, go easy on us, take it easy. And I'm just thinking to myself, and this is the problem.
This is the problem
with Nigeria.
And you Nigerians in particular.
The problem we have is we don't want to hold ourselves accountable for anything. We don't. We want to say, look at
the leadership.
I saw someone post today, Ian Wright was wearing native, and we're all happy.
Yeah.
Someone speaks Yoruba in Parliament. We're all happy.
I mean, Ian, the guy who made because I checked, I was like, who's his tailor?
David Ware just like that.
It's Ghanaian.
Okay, so he was wearing.
Yeah, it's Ghanaian.
Native.
It was a Ghanaian clothing brand.
And so they're wearing this. We're celebrating. He's finding his inner African. He's doing it.
He looks sharp as well.
Huh?
He looks sharp. Though.
He looks amazing.
Yeah.
He looked nice. I was like, he looks like a bushman. Yeah. I say a bushman. He looks like someone that came from the airport. But my thing is, we celebrate. The only time we shine is out of the continent. Anthony Joshua wins there. I'm on Niger. This one wins UFC. I'm on Nigerian. Europe. Niger know they carry last. Meanwhile, we've been carrying last. Yo, Nigeria's been carrying last for a minute now.
Like that, golly, you ain't lying.
Look how funny that is, Ola. Nigeria know they carry last, man. We've been carrying last for a minute now.
It's weird because we carry first and last. It's like
no, we carry last.
No, because
we never carry first. We carry last. Anthony Joshua wins the champion. That's not Nigeria. He won it for Britain. He's got the Union Jack in his back.
No, okay.
I think he's based in New Zealand.
But what I'm saying is that, for example, Nigeria is both the poverty capital and also the largest economy in Africa. Okay. So it's like it's weird because
even larger than South Africa.
It's now larger than South Africa's economy. So Nigeria has this way of excelling and underachieving at the exact same time. It's unbelievable to watch. Even in the process of going, I went on a work trip. I've basically taken my bosses who are not Nigerian. I've taken them to Nigeria because I believe we can structure a deal with a Nigerian partner, right? And I'm sort of like
the middle guy.
I'm the middle guy.
You're the guy bringing the product, introducing the plug to the new.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm plugged to the new connect. So I'm basically saying, look, I'm not Nigerian. I haven't lived here or anything like that, but I know enough to be able to bring this deal. Yeah, in terms of the fact that like most Nigerians are going to see me as British, but to most British people, I'm Nigerian, right? So it's like this is my position. Come with me. I believe we can put something together, right? They take a chance on me. They're like, I want to go. This is their first time in Africa or whatever it is. Cool. In the airport, see the wahala they got in the airport. They were hating, like just landed in, absolutely hating it. Just come from Dubai, absolutely hating it.
Why?
By the time we got
why?
Oh, bro, man. Just first of all, it was just the way that these everyone in the airport is an opportunist, basically.
Of course.
Yeah, everywhere's a way to make money.
And we're not carrying last. Anyway, go on.
So at one point they were even shouting at one of my bosses.
Your bosses are Asians though, right?
I don't want to put their identities and stuff out there.
So my bad.
But they're not Nigerian, basically.
Okay. Well, so, I was only saying that just to see how similar cultures they might be prepared for it though.
Yeah, they are from somewhere they're actually British, but their heritage is from somewhere in Asia. So
are they not accustomed to that kind of
No, they say it's very similar. Okay, very, very similar. So they took it in good faith, but it's not nice. It's not a nice way to start. It's first in the morning, you just landed the country. So someone was shouting. One of them was telling them off, accusing them. Like at one point, it was like they accused them of filming them, and that he wants to go and like shame them on social media, whatever. He's like, I wasn't filming you. Do you see what I'm saying? Just that kind of thing where it's like. One, they're very scared of social media because they've been shown to do all sorts of nonsense on social media. So they don't want to ever get caught on a video. And second of all, it was just a case of like, there was already like their backs were up against the wall that like, you can't go and do that rubbish in your country. Yeah, you want to come here and do that, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, I understand your point. Like people do come to Nigeria and sometimes act up a bit, but I think you're kind of taking more out on this guy than he ever did. He didn't really do anything to you. Just kind of thing where it's like they call your name, and if you don't hit them straight, like they're shouting your name straight away. The next thing, it's like it was just all a bit hostile. When you're walking through the people that check your bags, as soon as they saw us, they all lit up. They were sitting down having a chat. They all lit up. Hey, stop! Bring your bags. Put your bags up, because they want to start going through your stuff and basically wasting your time and trying to get you to give them money. So. We paid for an escort, so we got through a lot. And
Nigeria's not carrying last. Okay,
no,
I'm still lost in the sauce.
No,
I was thinking,
this is the carrying last part.
Okay,
but what I'm saying is that by the time we got out of there, by the time we even just got to the hotel and we went out that evening just for a few drinks, they're like, "Oh my goodness, Lagos is beautiful. Oh, we're having such a good time. The vibe in here is fantastic." This was all in the same day. Morning, you're feeling like absolute crap. Evening, you're feeling like this is amazing, and that's the paradox of it. That's the paradox.
Paradox, though. Because you're foreigners. the last is the fact that those people work in that country. They have to go homes that night.
Yeah.
And that's just the airport.
Yeah.
It's the taxi drivers, the bus drivers, the food people. Everybody is like that. That's what I'm talking about last. Of course, you can and it's beautiful for you because how long were you there for?
The Uber drivers weren't like that.
The Uber drivers weren't like that. Listen, my friend,
The Uber
my friend said she was Dibs. Dibs put this on her Facebook. She said her mum's driver, she uses her mum's driver to go. Even though that my mum's driver and all that dead. But anyway, I get it because I grew up with those kids. Yeah. My mum's driver.
You don't want a driver?
I didn't have a driver as a kid, but I grew up with kids who had drivers. Yeah. I tell her I had a driver, but my school was close. Okay. So I could walk to school, and then we didn't have a driver after that. Okay. But I had rich kids. Yeah. When I'm talking, their dads, they came in Mercedes-Benz to school, sitting in the back seat. Okay. While the driver's driving. Yeah. That's some bullshit.
That's
but anyway,
fantastic.
That's some bullshit. But anyway.
I'm getting a driver, bro. I can't
Meanwhile, those kids, as soon as they come out of the car, we beat them up.
Why?
Because they're rich kids in it and they thought they could run their mouth. So we let them know you're a pussy in this group blood. Anyway, and she said she's giving him nice tips, He's driving you around. You drop him a little extra on the thing. She just said, Madame, for Christmas, if you just dash me goods.
Oh,
hey,
Lord.
The kids say, shoot your shot. Hey, blood, you shot. Listen, Madame, if you just dash me goods, go.
Go. Nah.
He said, fuck it, man.
This sounds like something out of a Michael Blackson joke.
No, but here's the thing. The goal is not that because he's Bush. He wants to buy, it was set for Christmas. He wants to buy food for his family. Yeah. So can you dash me a goat? Do you know if he brings a whole goat home, his wife's going to give him brains that night? A whole goat.
Them boys quarter brains, right?
Them boys quarter brains. A whole goat. You know when they chain it up to the fence because it's going to get killed tomorrow morning? And the whole family, a whole goat.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, when I say Nigeria's carrying last, that can't have that. We can't have that. The country is so rotten. We've forgotten how to be people. In that whole experience you told me, there was no compassion in those people.
In the airport, no.
No compassion.
But everywhere else,
no empathy.
Yes.
Yeah, but why not in the airport? The first impression of your nation?
They really should fix that up. But I don't know what's going on at the airport, but there's something institutionalized in the airport.
It's because they're broke. They're hungry.
Yeah.
They're hungry.
That's it. It's institutionalized into the airport that it's... You remember when they did Lagos Airport on BBC?
I don't watch that shit. That's BBC propaganda.
Exactly. But I'm saying that, this airport has had these issues all the way through steadily, right?
It wasn't as bad when I was growing up. It wasn't that bad when we were growing up.
For real?
No. When I went to Nigeria in 1990, Nigeria had a system still. Oh, it was deteriorating fast, but it was still there. School was good. We used to take the bus to school if we wanted to. We had a school bus picking us up. We had milk in school. I know you're looking at me like, so, hey, do you know what it meant to have
I'm surprised.
Milk, they bring the milk.
They kept it refrigerated and
yeah, because they had this thing where you could if your parents wanted your kids to have some kind of flavored milk, they would do that for you. So every now some kids, it's for rich kids in it. The rich kids in the class always had it in it. But we were from London, so my mum wanted to give us a taste of London, so we didn't feel totally alienated in a Nigerian school. Yeah. So we'd get milk every now and then. And you know me, I was selling that shit to the other kids because shit, milk don't mean shit.
I got that white.
The thing, I'm coming from London where you just stashed all them strawberry flavored drinks in your house. Yeah. So all this stuff like this, what's this? I sold that shit on. But it had a system. Yeah. It had a way. Imagine going to Nigeria when I was 10 and having no ambitions, no reasons to thinking I'm going to come back to London. I thought this was my home now. And it was going okay. But then it just went down.
Just keeps going down.
A generation of people that you can't use.
You know, it just keeps splitting. Some people are having a whale of a time in Nigeria,
because they
and
have
some people
money.
are having a terrible time.
But all I'm saying is this, Ola.
Nigeria's a fantastic
All I'm
place
saying
to
is
be.
this. All I'm saying is this. In this country, if you're a cleaner, you can go on a beef uncovered holiday and have a blast of a time.
True. Very true.
I can call you tomorrow and say, Ola, you want to go have lunch in Harrods?
Very true.
And we can front for the evening that we have money. Yeah. We need some cleaning salary.
Yeah.
Even as comics when we've been broke.
Yeah.
We were in Edinburgh broke. Yeah. In Edinburgh.
Yeah.
We could walk around, see the sightsees. Yeah. We had no money in our pocket. In Nigeria, when you're broke, you ain't.
I had some money, bro.
But we had no money, man. When Nigeria, when you're broke, ain't no sightseeing. You're going to work in the airport so you can try and hustle people.
Well, yeah, you're right. But there's also something to be said for the fact that in Nigeria, there are real opportunities. Wherever there's problems, there's opportunities. But what I'm trying to say is that in Nigeria, right, when I went on like a comedy fact-finding mission just to basically like meet the comics.
What, this recent time?
So this was like in 2018.
Okay, did you manage to do any of that this time?
This time I just went to a gig. I saw Basket Mouse. I went to one of Basket Mouse gigs.
Okay.
And hooked up with one of the comedians that I met previously. And just had a quick catch up with him.
What was the gig about? Was it just a...
He's got a regular night, comedy and music. It was nice, good vibes.
Stand up? Any stand up comics?
Yeah, it was local Nigerian comics. He did, he was hosting, so he did quite a bit. And then he had Oxlade, who's a musician.
Oxlade Chamberlain? I'm joking. Did you not ask to go and do 5 minutes?
He asked me if I wanted to. I said, nah, I'm off duty tonight.
You know what? I like that because you should say to yourself, it's not every day I have to be on that stage.
For real. And also, like, I went to a gig in Dubai. Before I went to Lagos, I was in Dubai. So I went to a gig there. Tony Woods was on. What's his name?
How did you know?
Haitian guy. I forgot his name now.
Tony, the one that was screaming, Ian Edwards.
No. Funny guy, short, New York, big beard. Where's the
Carlos Miller?
How can I forget this guy's name?
Is he old school or new school?
He's been around for a bit. He used to come here with John Simmet, do the John Simmet gigs and so on. How can I forget his name?
Oh, from Chappelle's guy.
Yeah.
I know him.
This is terrible. How could I forget his name? Anyway, he was on the show as well, and then some other guys as well. So like, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, there was a Dubai Comedy Festival was on while I was there. They got booked for that. Even Eddie Griffin was in town as well.
Did you meet
Will Sylvince? That's his name.
Will
Sorry.
Sylvince, yeah.
Yeah. So Will Sylvince was on the bill.
He's
Tony Woods
not a supportive comic, boy.
I did not go and watch Eddie
That nigga
Griffin.
will frown for your whole set. And then you come up and be like, good job. Like, I love when comics did that, you can see them from the back in it. Yeah. They're on their phone the whole time on your set. Oh, you smashed it. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for listening.
But yeah, man, I really enjoyed just being in the audience, man. I really enjoyed just watching it, being a fan again.
You did?
Yeah.
That's not good, It's not a good place to be.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
maybe that's
there's never a time I've gone to a comedy show and said, I'm enjoying these guys killing it.
I really enjoyed it. That's where I started out, though. I started out as a fan.
I'm sitting there thinking like this. All right, we got to cut the mic at some point.
Maybe you're a hater, bro. But I actually want to see people do well.
And
plus, I feel like maybe one day...
I'll even them on the bill.
Maybe one day I feel like I'll probably be like an exec or something like that. I'll probably be more business side of things. But I genuinely enjoyed watching it, so I did the same thing in Nigeria. But what the point I was about to make before is that when I went on my little comedy fact-finding mission, I was there for like 10 days. Within that 10 days, I had been to a corporate gig. I was on set at the number one sitcom.
Nigeria has a sitcom?
Yeah, called My Flatmates.
Okay.
And I was on TV. I did Alibaba's late night show. Like the access I was able to get by networking within a week was unprecedented, unbelievable. I was on stage as well. I did a couple of gigs. This time, even for my work, I had meetings with some very senior executives at some of the top corporations, and all put together within a week. So week of putting the word out, got introduced to all sorts of people, right? That is the opportunity that it presents. Now, obviously,
if you come from Britain and have two foreign brothers with you.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is that for myself, I definitely see I have a huge privilege in having both of these passports. I am able to be a bit of a bridge for those who want to work in Nigeria, a bridge even for the Nigerians who want to work outside.
All I'm asking you is this. Do you want to be a bridge to help people work for Nigeria so they can improve it, or do you just want to take advantage like everybody else?
I want to get rich, bro. I want to have a driver.
So you want to take advantage like everybody else?
Fly a business,
so that's the problem with Nigeria. That's how we're never gonna win, bro. I remember I told my friend, the pastor would say to you, in my father's house, there are many mansions there. I used to hear that line in church all the time. I'm going to prepare a place for you. In my father's house, there are many mansions there. The streets are paved of gold. And then I realized there's also many mansions in Lekki. There were so many mansions in Lekki, and I said to myself, this must be heaven. This is what the pastor be talking about.
Nah, bro. I'm with you on that one, and I definitely want Nigeria to be better. But it's also like you said about what Park said, is that you can help others when you yourself are straight.
Oh, bro, come on, man.
So I need to get
you
straight.
You gave your game away already. You said, I want a driver.
Yes. There's nothing
You
wrong
gave your
having a
game
driver.
already.
There's nothing
You know
wrong
what?
having
Yeah.
a driver.
What is it? Michael Adewale said to me. Remember his birthday? He said, "If I have 80 billion, I can give 1 billion away." I said, 80 billion before you can give 1 billion. And that right? And I ain't mad at him.
There's nothing wrong with having a driver.
No,
There's people in the UK that have drivers.
Allah. Listen, understand what I'm saying, innit? I'm not mad at you. I've come to understand in life.
Yeah.
The noble man and the man who makes it, they're one in the same. If you're content with being the noble guy and not having the money to back it, then you've won. Yeah. But don't be the noble guy and be like, I could have been rich if I did. Nah. You decided to help. I decided to win. We all good. I'm not mad at either party in it.
Yeah.
All I hate is when the guy winning comes and says, "What are you guys doing with your money?" Nigga, you winning. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
And on that note, we're gonna have to wrap this up. Tell the people where they can find you, bro.
Hey, I just wanted people to know, I wanted to give you a very long episode today.
Yeah.
Because, we hadn't spoken and this was very therapeutic for me before Ola decided to leave. I want to place all the blame on Ola for the hiatus. Because I was catching heat, when Jason was, I was like this. When Wednesday was coming, I was putting my phone off.
Nah, you stay on flight.
Ola, you know what killed them? You know what killed them? Couple weeks, 2 pods came out, innit?
Yeah.
So they didn't know. Beamer, I knew. People were like, "Aye, blood, the last episode was fire. Can't wait for the next one." I was like, "This, huh?"
No, people really like that episode 10 though. I feel like we're just getting into a stride. That's
we were. You know what? Episode 9 where we had the mad thingy, which was a great conversation. Yeah. This is why I try and tell people. Because people are messaging me saying, people have different, or you have to let Ola talk. This is me. If I didn't do that, you wouldn't have the episode that you have. What do you want from me, Ola, to say? Yes, and I agree with you. Yes, and I agree with you too. You know what? I really like what you said there, bro. Like, the reason we work is because we can get heated, we can get passionate, we can get funny.
I feel like that's it. I had to explain it to a couple of people as like, by this point, when you got this kind of rhythm already, you know each other that well. It's like this. What you heard on that pod, what you heard on that episode, that's not the first time you had a heated discussion. You know how it go.
You know the maddest thing? You know me.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Jason put in the group was like, for me, be kind. I will cut Jason off with good morning. No. That's what you said. But here's the thing, though. Even with that, I was thinking to myself, you know what? There is an element that, yes, I should have let you talk and I should understand whatever. And it's not like I was trying to convince you. It's just that I'm a passionate person and we're having a mad discussion, but we're going in. But if we didn't do it like that, if it didn't come out as raw and as natural as it is, it won't be as authentic as you listen to it,
And that's the lesson I'm trying to tell you that I learned in this season. Is rather than spend all this time being like telling you how it should be, you should let me talk. Blah blah blah. It is what it is. Fumbi is who Fumbi is. I am who I am. Yeah. And if we can get to a point where we go, it is what it is.
Yeah. And
we can now start building the something. And this actually good.
And you don't sweat the small stuff,
bro. If we spend more time trying to do what it should be, the podcast would be dead.
Right. Imagine that. And by the way, we've never come with that energy, that manufacture. You might as well go and call Dane Schwartz and say the BBC are commissioning a pod, and then you're doing the pod. So remember when we used to gig and you're just like yeah.
What was that? Was it in Ipswich? No, it wasn't Ipswich. Norwich.
I was actually listening. Like, was it Ipswich?
Norwich.
Right. I know the maddest thing. People are like, "Oh, your chemistry is between Ola." This is me because I've known him for years. You thinking all the time we've known each other, this is the first time we had that moment,
bro? Come on, man. Come on, man. That's for you lot to understand. That's the boys' quarter vibe.
That's the boys' quarter vibe, man.
That's the vibe.
You don't know I sent for the house girl after that. Go and bring us Schweppes. Hey, did you have Schweppes in Nigeria?
No, bro.
What drinks did you have?
Did I have? I might have had Schweppes actually.
You got dry Miranda, Gold Sport.
Bro,
got Limca. You go do all the drinks you don't get here.
I used to, and then I was like, nah, come on. And I need to start drinking more water.
Oh, you have to.
Because those drinks in Nigeria.
You know the maddest thing? When I was a kid, Limca, Gold Sport, we used to rinse them. Bro. When I came back after 10 years, this is me. What is this?
Bro.
By the way, it's even the quality
you used to, bro.
I don't understand. The quality is deteriorated because before it wasn't like that. Now it's just, I just drink sugar water,
bro.
And you know the bottles, they recycle them in it.
Yeah.
We clean them out, man. I be seeing the bottle fading. The branding's almost faded off. I'm like, God, is this the first bottle they made?
Yeah, I think they need to shorten how many times that bottle can go
when
through
we
the
start
cycle.
showing Nigerian films, where we show how you have to buy minerals with the crate.
Bro, I mean, they've shown that.
Have they shown that, yeah?
They've shown that, yeah.
I never understood that, you know.
There's levels to the
Because you know, as a
movies.
kid, you know, in London, you got cans in, so when you finish the can, you screw it up and you throw it at people.
Yeah.
When I got to Nigeria, I was like, well, we can throw bottles. This is quite
You're a
dangerous.
hooligan, bro.
My mum was like, no.
You about to start a whole other pod, bro. We're supposed to wrap this up.
You're right.
Where can people find you?
You can find me in the club, Battlefield, and I'm joking.
Every week.
Instagram, it's quiet now, but the storm's brewing. But yeah, Instagram, all the socials at Fumbi. It's good to be back on the pod. Boys Quarters, we in here.
At olathecomedian on everything. That's on Crips. That's on everything.
That's on Neighborhood.
That's on the BQ. All right, guys. Stay blessed, man. Peace.